Hello and welcome to the Easy Allies podcast in the month of July. Coming to you live.
My mind was like the month of May, and I'm like, when it said July, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, this year,
halfway
man.
through, Damiani. It's one of my favorite moments ever, Damiani. It is widely documented how obsessed I am with GOTYs because I love, not for myself to champion the GOTY, but for everyone, the collective consciousness to decide the GOTY. And when we're halfway through, it's like, all right, what's the halfway GOTY?
Yeah.
What's the best game of the first half of the year? It's just so fun. I love those discussions with everyone in the industry. It's so fun. I am Michael Huber. We are Easy Allies. We are joined by Michael Damiani.
Yep. I'm just happy because when we get to July, it's like we got 1, 2, maybe 3 more months of hot weather, and then we get I just want to get to October.
Yeah.
So like fall.
Keep that AC pumping in Texas,
yeah,
Damiani.
pumping.
Keep it pumping.
Heat dome coming this way.
And making it all happen in the control room, Don Casanova.
Ahoy there, everybody. Ahoy.
Ahoy is right,
Ahoy
because we
indeed.
are talking about one game and one game only today.
Sail.
Sail! We are talking about Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, which is a little divisive on the internet, which is a little weird to both Don and I.
Yeah, I was like interested. I thought
Very strange.
I thought it was getting good Metacritic and
Yeah, I've only
reviews.
played every
What?
single Assassin's Creed ever made, some more than once, and Don's
yeah.
favorite game, like almost ever, is Black Flag, and
yeah.
both of us are like, amazing.
Yes.
Spoilers, amazing.
Hell yes.
So,
pumped.
let's get into it. Obviously, everyone, I know we're tired, but it's just the way the world and journalism works. We got to keep covering the biggest stories. Unfortunately, this week it is not GTA 6. We cannot talk about GTA today, even though I want to so badly. Actually,
Oh boy.
I lied. I
Found
lied.
a way. Life finds a way.
I lied. I straight up lied.
God damn it.
I'm a liar. August 8th now is their next earnings call. Damiani,
God,
you know I
please.
love them.
Well, what's
Trailer
this
watch.
time? You were at the pre-order rumors, and those weren't right. What rumors with the freaking earnings call?
Next earnings call, August 8th. So now all signs are like, next trailer somewhere around August 8th. We'll
Okay.
wait. We'll wait patiently. No big drama. Today, though, we're going to go into Xbox yet again for like the 4th week in a row or so, because there's been a lot of confirmation. It was all speculation and insider knowledge. And now we have cold, hard facts once and for all. We're going to go into it. We have hardcore numbers. We have hardcore information. Today, we're going to go over it. Again, I'm sorry. A little bit of a downer, of course. And there's not a lot of great news this week in the industry, so it's mostly going to be that. And then we're going to talk about Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So I say we rip the Band-Aid off and we just jump right into it. And we're going to talk about it all, but I wanted to start off with Game Pass. That's where we want to open this up. That's where we want to start, because this is, of course, is arguably the most reputable source when it comes to insider knowledge of gaming, is Bloomberg. Microsoft has spent, sit down for this, get ready. Get ready. Microsoft Xbox has spent nearly $80 billion US dollars. 80 billion. Think about your paychecks.
Yeah.
Think about your rent. Think about how hard it is to just survive every month. Your car payment, your health insurance, your rent, your food, all of your stuff.
Oh.
Think about that on a month-to-month basis and what a little bit could help change your life. They have spent nearly $80 billion in the last decade on deals for popular video game titles, but the strategy has not worked out. They've laid off, of course, 3,200 employees. Or they are about to. It's
1,600 laid off, another 1,600 to come by the end of the year.
Exactly. And they were letting go of 5 game studios in an effort to reset, with its new chief executive officer saying the video game business is, quote, not healthy. We're going to get into it. Xbox Game Pass subscription service has just 30 million subscribers, 4 million fewer than it did when the company last publicly shared data after millions of customers canceled their subscriptions following the price increase.
Yep.
The hubris, Damiani.
Yep.
What do we think?
It's not it's not growing. It's been staying the same for a little while here. And that astronomical frickin' cost that they're spending, we found out, I mean, it was pretty obvious. You know, it's not a shocker, but like Mojang and Minecraft have been kind of like funding these endeavors because, you know, they are a big, you know, money earner for them. And imagine that was probably like their one smart acquisition for now has been that, because, you know, that's where they're getting the funding for a lot of these projects. And you have to look at all of this and say their target from I forget if you said that, but like it was revealed in the Activision Blizzard Discovery stuff from the case. Remember the thing we covered forever? That their goal for Game Pass,
Bloodworth check-ins.
Their goal for Game Pass was 100 million. So they're like 70 million off.
30 million off.
They're not anywhere near that goal that they were claiming
half.
they needed to get to. What if with these companies, these astronomical numbers? I mean, like EA with Battlefield with how many copies they need to sell. It's like
it's absurd. Square Enix, you talk about all the time. Their sales expectations
didn't meet our sales expectations. All those Western Studio releases in the 360 and Xbox One era, like, did not work out. They didn't sell enough. Like these are like the one of the like the king of it. You know, it's like, are you shitting me? You thought 100 million people? And then like there's other numbers that were pulled out of their ass recently too in the news. But like keeping it to Game Pass right now, seeing a little bit behind the curtain about what they actually needed to be making, or what they were expecting to be making on their targets, and how far off the mark they are, and how much they're spending just to get to where they are. There's just no way this is sustainable. Like this
because on paper,
as Smith says, inevitable.
It's inevitable. Thanos. I'm inevitable.
Sorry, I always go to Smith before, man. He was the first one.
I got you.
He did it first.
Because on paper, obviously, you know, they were behind Nintendo and Sony. So it's like such a good strategy to be like, hey, all these third-party games that maybe you're going to go to Sony to play, you might even go to Nintendo to play, you can get them all for $15-20 a month. So it seemed like a really good idea at the time. How many times did we hear incredible value? It's Game Pass. It's an incredible value. I mean,
for a while, it technically was. That's why I think people were kind of like, from a consumer-facing perspective, it seemed like, it said incredible value, and this seems like, man, they're onto something here. But as we've seen with so many other streaming services, that eventually the price must go up. Like these are all. I just got my bill
for Netflix today, $27.
They're all loss leaders. They want to get you in the door, and then they want to try and retain you while they slowly creep that price up, and they push you to the limit. And then when you try and leave, then they'll like, here's a little like, don't go. We'll lower it by a few bucks for like 3 months, and like they do that the little cancellation things when you try and cancel, because they that's what they do, like their homework. Dude, but at the end of the day,
I wanted to play 33 Immortals over the weekend, and you need an online thing, which is like a service Xbox thing,
Also,
and it was
yeah.
like, hey, if you sign up to Game Pass, the middle tier,
Oh, yeah.
you can get 14 days of the middle tier for $1.
There you go.
And then it'll be like 20 play. And then I was like, all right, I want to play 33
Also,
Immortals.
Yeah.
So I did it. But then I'm like, dude, I'm going to immediately cancel this. Like, F off.
I mean, once upon a time, these things didn't even cost you money. These online to play games online.
The old boomer days of old Damiani.
But it's a good point.
Wasn't that nice?
Sorry,
wasn't that nice?
Yeah, I missed that. But also in those numbers, that 30 million number of Game Pass subscribers, how many of those? Because it's been brought up by a lot of other journalists. How many of those were converted Xbox Live Gold people who had to like convert over? Like they were like forced. There was no decision in that.
Yeah.
So it's like they're not all technically new. Some of them were just holdovers from what it used to be, and were just converted over to that, right? Or whatever they had before. So I mean. Yeah, it just further shows like it was just completely unrealistic, and it was never gonna. This is just not. It's not sustainable, and this is one of the many things that have led to what has just happened this past week.
Yeah, in a letter to employees, Asha Sharma said the video game business, speaking for the whole business, which is pretty presumptuous, by the way. Nintendo seems to be doing just fine. Right, Damiani?
I mean,
the video game business is not healthy.
Yeah.
Even though we always report like record profits. I know everybody's getting laid off, which is fucked. But like that's beside the point. Of the industry is still making money.
This is a question that's suited for someone like a Matt Piscatella who could like give you a little bit more insight, and actually, even when like it looks like numbers are going up, are they going up enough? Like, this is actual like business.
It's above
economics.
our pay grade.
No, it's not above our pay grades. It's not our specialty. So I would wager that. I mean, obviously, I don't know if she's arguing in good faith, but like if you just look at the last 3 years, as you said, there's a lot of red flags that say this isn't going well. But Nintendo is, despite all of this, Nintendo, I would say, you asked about Nintendo, they are still doing well. The question is for how long can they keep it up, and how much, they'd have to do another, they have a price increase coming up. Do they have to do further ones? Like, we don't know. And that's everybody is in that same boat. So we don't know what's going to happen like in the next like 6 to 12 months.
For sure. She recognized that Xbox lost the plot. By not focusing on its core strategy, and said it's now facing the most severe hardware crisis in its history.
What is its core strategy?
Exactly.
Tell me,
it was Game
what
Pass.
is Xbox's core strategy? Please define that, because it feels like it's a moving target that no one can hit right now. Like, to me, it has been for years. What is it?
As a consumer / professional, both, to me, it was Game Pass. Okay. That was their entire thing.
I know that.
As a fan,
I'm being a little facetious
as a
here, obviously. Like,
yeah.
They just keep moving goalposts. They keep, changing directions. It's just like... Yeah. Anyway, continue, please. Sorry.
When they launched Game Pass in 2017, so it's been almost a decade now since Game Pass launched. Think about that. That's crazy. 2017, 3 years before the dark times of post-COVID. They set a goal of reaching 77 million subscribers by fiscal year 2026. Here we are.
Sorry,
here we
77 million. Maybe that was it. I'm sorry. I might have got the number wrong. That might have been it. Yeah.
Still, we're less than half of that, Damiani. We're at 30.
They're still like nowhere near that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might have been in the past, like before that, it might have been higher. But like that, this is further confirmation that they're nowhere near that mark.
They are 4 million, as I said at the top, they are 4 million fewer than when the company last publicly shared data, and that was 2024. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years from sharing. Like, that's the thing. Jason Schreier of Bloomberg said, like, generally it's not always a bad thing when someone doesn't share their numbers, but like when things do good, companies cannot wait. They will not shut up about how well something did.
Yep.
So mouths closed usually does not mean
sharing all that.
Yeah, it's either not doing well or it didn't like do great. It's like it maybe did okay. So 2 years of like no updates, like it's probably not doing great.
Millions. You ready for this? This honestly, I'm sorry, I don't.
Oh yeah, Zorg.
Everybody chill. Yeah, everybody chill. I'm always rooting for everyone. okay? I want love. I want respect. I want peace. I want video games and jolly vibes. But when you fuck with us like this, I'm not rooting for you. I might even root against you. Millions of customers canceled their subscriptions of Game Pass after they announced last October it was raising their prices by 50%.
Yeah.
Go to hell. See you in hell, Game Pass, right, Don?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we said, yeah. What choice did we have?
Man.
I mean, that's the thing that's so tough about it from my point of view right now is like, all right, they have millions less than they needed to target for it to work. And so then they did this like way late in the game crazy price spike to try to maybe compensate some of that. But then there's obvious backlash of like everyone's going to cancel.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's like, well, what number do they have to be at? And then what can the consumer pay? It's like, it's kind of it's like a double-edged bad sword. You know what I mean? It's like the consumer doesn't have the bankroll to be purchasing the number of games every month to support the industry. But at the same time, we can't pay the like extreme high subscription fees either. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't know what it has to be a retooling of the Game Pass system. I think the system at heart is the right idea. Mm-hmm. It's just I don't know how you fix the financial.
Yeah, because I always got on board too, Don, because I was skeptical of it for sure. Because I was like, how does this help the studios that are making these deals? I was always wary and skeptical of that. But the positive vibe for me was always like, oh, well, it's kind of like GameFly in a way. Like, I used GameFly when I was in college for like 5 years.
Yeah, 100%.
Where it was like, oh, this is great. Like, all these middle-of-the-road Bionic Commando reboots, that I don't want to buy,
Yeah.
I can just rent on Game Pass. That's why I finished Never Dead, one of the most notoriously bad games. I thought it was fine. It's a 6. It's fine. Because of GameFly. So I was just like, oh, GameFly, these games. So I was already like accustomed to this kind of monthly subscription for gaming because it always felt like you were renting them right out of the gate. It's just a rental service.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out because I wanted to know like how the deals worked for third parties about Game Pass, and there's a 2020 interview with Phil Spencer saying that like our deals are, I'll say, all over the place. Like it's like tailored to the size of the developer. And
it was always nebulous.
Yeah, it was a negotiation between them. In some cases, like Microsoft will completely fund the production cost of a game, so like the game might otherwise not exist. But other times, it might not be that. And I know around like sometime after this, I know developers were voicing some skepticism about this structure, about how some of the deals are structured. So yeah, it was always like a question like, is it everything really going on behind the scenes? Is it working out for third party publishers? Do they maybe want would it have been better for just to sell their games as is, like digitally and in physical at the time, and not I mean, they still were doing that, but like, how much did like Game Pass maybe take away from other sales? We always ask that, with a game on Game Pass, especially if something was like more for Xbox. It's like, is that really making them enough money compared to the actual sales they're not getting from like people purchasing an actual copy? Like,
Yeah, Damiani, I love that, dude. You're so right. This is a really big paragraph here that I want to read in full, and I want everybody's thoughts here. This is huge. This one speaks directly to me as well. Underlying Game Pass's problem was a central flaw, according to the people. While consumers might be willing to pay a monthly fee to Netflix to stream thousands of TV shows and movies, most gamers don't take the same approach, preferring to stick with a handful of favorite games they play on repeat. That's me. Yeah. Research from Circana, we love Circana, shows that the majority of US gamers buy 2 games at most per year, GTA 6, and a third third of the market doesn't even purchase one.
Yeah. A third of the market is probably playing free to play or game like live service games.
Fortnite.
Where they like this is the thing. The market and the landscape has absolutely shifted. Even in the last 5 years compared to like a decade ago. 2017 was almost a decade ago from when Game Pass first debuted. So yeah, you're absolutely sorry. Was there more to this? I didn't want to.
No. Go on.
Yeah, I do wonder like how a subscription service sounds nice, but to me, it always felt like I've always preferred like demos. Like, just give me a demo of your game. I just want to play a little bit of it.
Dude, Siphon Filter.
I'm not going to pay to a service where it's like I'll try these games, but I'm probably not going to play them. And I'm only here for like you're only there for a handful of games. And I think initially people probably bought in, but I think after like maybe a year or two, they're like people looked and like, am I really using this? And then the wake-up call was that big price hike where like, damn, I really don't use this enough. Like, goodbye. Like Netflix.
Yeah. Unless I'm beating like 2 or 3 games every single month on Game Pass. Like, there's no way there's a value there.
No, there are people, I bet there are power users who absolutely get their value out of that. Absolutely. Just like every subscription service, even like the movie subscription services, they love to do that. Yeah. But for every one of those.
AMC stubs, Damiani, they're going to 7 movies a month.
Those are like the top echelon, like a very small percent. You're not going to get enough people to sustain that on that alone. So like you need to have like incentivize people. And I do think this ties a little bit into like the whole discourse going on now about like what Sony's doing with exiting physical production, about like, like game ownership. It's like, I'm subscribing to service, but like Netflix, I don't own any of those films. Like I have to keep paying to be a part of that service. With Game Pass, like I have to be paying for these to keep having access. Even on PlayStation, same thing. It's like I want those PlayStation Plus games I was getting every month. Like as soon as you stop paying, you'll lose access to them. It's like, how many am I really playing? Could I have just bought like 2 or 3 of these games? And is that cheaper than a year of Game Pass? Then maybe I should just be doing that. Or even beyond that, it's like I just want to own them because like that's all I want to play. And then as you said, even up to a third of those consumers, like I'm just gonna play Fortnite, man. Like why do I even like play, I spend all my time playing Fortnite or older games, like as we saw a previous report saying that so many people will play the same games over and over again and won't move into new games even.
They spent about $1 billion a year to get third-party games on the service. Executives at Xbox hoped the $20 monthly Game Pass Ultimate subscription, which rose to $30 last October, before Xbox reverted to $23 in April. Remember that? They went down, would draw users into its content ecosystem and eventually boost sales. And it goes on to talk about Phil Spencer trying to broaden the audience, aiming at PC and mobile gamers, acquiring Ninja Theory, Double Fine, and Obsidian, which we're going to talk about in a moment. And of course the $69 billion purchase of Activision Blizzard and the $7.5 billion purchase of ZeniMax Media. So
that's the other thing with that like insane chain of purchases they made of studios and everything. That's like, all right, I don't know, was it really? And then they end up selling and shutting down so many. It's like, wouldn't it have been more? I don't know. Like Game Pass could work. So wouldn't it be worth it to like ride out losing some more money on Game Pass to retool it or, figure out how much you're actually investing or something rather than also spending billions in this other area that's like totally also short-sighted? You know what I'm saying? So then they're just like, well, now we're just bleeding money, so we need to like cut studios and cut the Game Pass or something. It's like,
here we go. This is really good numbers. So, by putting, we talk about the nearly $70 billion purchase of Activision Blizzard and kind of devaluing those releases like Call of Duty and stuff when they come out. The biggest game ever, all the time, right? Call of Duty, always number 1 in sales, except a couple years ago when it got dethroned, finally. But it's always in like the top 3 selling games of the year for the last 10 plus years. In 2024, Xbox gave up more than $300 million in sales of Call of Duty. A person familiar with the matter told Bloomberg last year, because of Game Pass. Because people just subscribed to Game Pass to get Call of Duty, played it, that was it. That cost them $300 million.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. If a 1 month subscription of Game Pass was cheaper than buying the game, right?
Yeah.
So if you just want to play it for 1 month and you're out, like, you're getting it, that way. Now you could argue, like, if they had to buy it full price, that would be lost money. But at the same time, so I don't know if that quite equates to a 1-to-1 of a sale loss there per se. Kind of like, people say piracy is like 1-to-1. Obviously, this isn't even piracy, but like, when something's cheaper, people are more like willing to engage with it than if you offer to them at full price. They might be like, yeah, I'm not really going to do that. But at the same time, they were expecting this. The reason they were like willing to maybe take that loss is because they thought Game Pass was going to continue to grow and grow year over year and get closer to that 77 million mark. And clearly that strategy did not pay off as we had seen. So in retrospect, I know they probably would have preferred to maybe have had that money now, but at the same time, I think that was, kind of be, probably to be like expected, but it's also like, shit, man, like you acquired Call of Duty, like you should be like making money, like just money bags with that thing. Like the fact that like, I don't know, like, I don't know if it's like they're trying to say like were they like saying like they regretted the decision, or was it just they were just stating the fact that they lost? Yeah, they claim they lost out on 300 million sales. But anyway, yeah.
Also, this is this is not good to me. Hear me out here for a couple paragraphs, all right? Everyone ready for this one? Settle into this one. In laying out her plan to return to Xbox in February, Sharma said new Call of Duty titles would no longer be released to Game Pass. That's fine. Xbox's new executive suite, which includes Helen Xiang, the former head of Minecraft maker Mojang, former Azure AI vice president Scott Van Vliet, and metaverse researcher Matthew Ball, now plan to focus on the Xbox console. Okay? While big multiplayer games will still be available on all the major platforms, Microsoft will make more of its best titles exclusive to Xbox so gamers have a reason to buy its console. Going forward, Xbox plans to take a more streamlined approach to games and studios rather than the bigger is better approach. The company will focus more on franchises like Minecraft from Studio Mojang, which had previously operated more or less independently. Profits from Minecraft, considered one of the most successful video games in the world, were used to fund the rest of the gaming portfolio. Mojang and Candy Crush maker King, the two studios that have the most monthly active players, will report directly to Sharma, she said in her letter on Monday. Yeah. So we're just going all in on Minecraft and Candy Crush on Xbox. That's what that is. We're just going full mobile vibes. Let's go.
So, obviously, Minecraft's huge, and they have been I'm not deeply entrenched in Minecraft. This might be, better question for my nephews at this point, but a cursory look at it feels like they have been kind of trying to leverage it somewhat successfully. The movie made a lot of money. They've had a few spin-offs. Like
all I saw were the annoying videos of people like throwing fucking popcorn in the theater.
It's massive on social media still. Its presence is insane. I think they just want to like leverage it more and like see how like they could squeeze more money out of it, basically, because it's huge. And as you said, it's financing a lot of their other projects, and along with King Candy Crush. So this does not actually seem bad. I feel like what any other company would do if they had a similar thing, kind of like Epic with Fortnite. They absolutely are trying to figure out how to like continuously leverage Fortnite on smaller scale, like Square Enix with like 11 and Final Fantasy 11 and 14. Those bringing constant huge streams of cash. Just think of like anything similar to that, and obviously you're going to rely on that. The question is the other part of this, which is focusing on Xbox hardware, the consoles and like single player experiences, everything that happened that we're going to get to with like the layoffs and with the fates of studios. What is their plan with that? Because it sounds like they're rallying around a few core IPs, and whatever is left with Microsoft is going to be on full support for those IPs. And are they going to be, is like that actually going to play out the way they hope? I don't think it will. I don't think it's strong enough. I don't think people care enough about Xbox or the IPs they have left, like to do what they're trying to do here. I thought buying these studios was the whole point, to try and expand their catalog, not just for Game Pass, but also like make Microsoft more hardware more desirable potentially. But I think the genie's out of the bottle, and like the damage is also done. Sorry to use all these weird cliche shit, but like I don't know what they really can do after this move they've done, because as we'll get into it in a second, what they just did is incredibly damaging, and pretty much I don't know if it's like irreversible, the damage they've done to their own company, to their games division at this point.
I concur 100%. To close that story out, in a June interview, Sharma said the company had reset Game Pass after an 8-month decline. Her new goal, she said, Monday: complete global saturation. Wesker.
This is it. This is the one.
Okay, Alex Wesker. That's what I'm going to start calling Sharma, dude. Alex Wesker. Let's go, Alex Wesker. Her new goal is to reach more than 1 billion gamers every day on multiple platforms. Complete global
the memes
saturation.
Dunking on this math right now. The memes dunking on this. It's like this. This is why we're half joking, because we're only half joking. We say, are they just using Copilot to write out their strategies here and their plans? Like what? Have you you've lost the plot? You're losing the plot. There's no plot. What are you talking about? It was never there. It was imaginary. You hallucinated it.
Don, any final thoughts on Game Pass before we move into more Xbox news?
No, it's just really a bummer, It's like what you brought up with GameFly. I think they're just...
Love GameFly. Shout out.
I loved it too, yeah. And I just... Yeah, one of the things... because even Halo, didn't that release... I believe Halo Infinite released on Game Pass day one immediately.
Yes.
Like, those were the kind of releases that didn't make sense. Because like what you said, it's like, for me, Game Pass, a lot of the times, even though mathematically it maybe didn't make sense because maybe some, depending on what time of the year, right? You're like, but I would always just keep paying it because I didn't mind for the like what you said. I just want to check out a game, like play a little bit of it, and even if I know I wouldn't purchase it was still worth it just to be able to try stuff or whatever, just have it accessible. But then those big hitters like Halos, like that's where kind of the mistake is, because it's like, well, not Halo because that's in-house, but Call of Duty, all this huge amount of money they're investing, but then they're also releasing it on Game Pass previously. It's like, it doesn't make any sense because those are the ones that are going to guarantee actual sales, no matter what.
Yeah, that's actually...
You're so right.
You almost got to not have those massive heavy
thing,
hitters in there and just still have the huge variety, because that variety is what people don't have the money to make all those individual purchases.
Yeah, dude, because that's when I would come in. It's like, dude, if fucking Halo is $70... I know in my heart, because I try to play every single game. I'm a core gamer, as they say, that moves from one game to another, but always has my games that I replay. But if something huge is coming out that's $70 that I know I'm going to play for like 1 or 2 months, like why not just subscribe for $20, play it, and then unsubscribe? And that's why the $300 million loss was reported on Call of Duty, because I'm sure so many people had that exact same mindset. That is exactly how I engage with annual Call of Duty. This is a game that comes out every single year, and every single year I sit on this desk and I tell all of you that, I finished the campaign. I played season 1 for 1 to 2 months, and then I'm done until the next one. That is the formula for Call of Duty.
I still don't think that older thing was like 1-to-1 about how much they said they lost, but for enthusiast gamers are more obviously, we're savvy with this stuff, and they will figure that out, and they will absolutely take advantage of that. So like they probably did. Like it does feel like Activision Blizzard with the acquisition of them in Call of Duty should have been the easiest layup for like every release. Like you own it. Released it on all platforms as a game to buy, bring in that money every year, every other year, and like win. But they took a risk rolling it into Game Pass. But like, sorry, someone give me an idea in chat about like, because they were saying like, going forward, probably AAA first party games won't be on Game Pass day one because Game Pass obviously still around. But maybe think about the current movie model. The current movie model is theatrical to VOD, then to streaming, right? Like gaming didn't do that, like, right? Because they don't have a theatrical. Like with Game Pass, it's like, why don't you just make it only available to buy for a certain amount of time? And it comes to stream, like this is what they were doing. Sony was doing this, like. They should have they should probably stick to that going forward at the very least if they're going to stick to streaming, because I would probably guess you are losing out on that first wave of like sales to people who just want to be there day one and like I want it, I want to play it, I want to buy it, in whatever way I can only buy it for full price. Do it just like people do the early access for those like premium editions for games. Like how long have they been doing that now? Like it's same mentality. You will get
3 days early.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. All right, that was Game Pass. Now, of course, the next story. Sorry, everybody. I know you're tired of it. But also, we're going to go to IGN here. The most significant restructure in Xbox history. Live report. I mean, come on. It is. This is one of the biggest stories of the industry in a long, long time. So that's why we have to cover it for so many weeks in a row, even though we're tired, even though we just want to get to Vice fucking City. Come on. Save us.
Shout out.
Save us, Vice City. I just want to be in Vice City, dude. I just want to be robbing a fucking bank. Let's go.
Dude, Black Flag Resynced will hold you over. Get in there. That's a nice escape. It's a real nice escape.
There's just ramifications from this, man. You want to know? People want to put pressure on Sony to pivot, reverse course, which they can't do. For physical, Xbox losing its leverage as a major player hurts your chances, hurts consumers. Because now Sony's like, see ya, Xbox.
That's
like,
why GTA is going all in on
chips.
PlayStation.
And like, we don't care what Nintendo does. Nintendo doesn't care what we do. Like, thank you. Like, they're probably like clapping right now, like they're applauding in silence, their social media silence.
Clapping in silence. All right. We're going to go over just all of it consolidated, all the Xbox news. Let's go. 1600. Remember too that all of that stuff was all the stuff that we've covered on the podcast before this week was mostly hearsay, mostly insider stuff.
Yeah.
Everything is confirmed now. This is all confirmed. This is all facts. We are locked in.
The fate.
Yeah. No fate, but what Asha Sharma makes.
Jeez.
1,600 people have lost their jobs today, with another 1,600 set to be cut during the current financial year. Just want to take a minute.
This is for Xbox.
Yes, for Xbox.
Microsoft
just
had way more layoffs on top of this, but yes.
Yeah, just for Xbox. Just want to... I know it doesn't mean shit. I know we always talk about words, like you can... What is there to say? But really, from my fucking heart and my soul, like, I am sorry to those people and their families. Because I always multiply that number by like 3 or 4. Because that's the amount of people affected, really, the families affected. Not just 1,600 people, but like the 1,600 people and their families, their spouses, their children, all of that. So the number is in the many thousands. I see you and I love you. Because you are the fucking reason this whole industry exists. You are the lifeblood. You are the backbone, the fucking developers of the games. Like, every single night I play a game and I'm happy. I'm more happy in my life because of that, is because of you, the people making these games. So 1,600 more to come. As part of that, 4 studios are leaving Microsoft, and 1 may be sold or closed if it doesn't find a buyer. A lot of news flooding in. Let's go. Asha Sharma talks layoffs at Xbox. We simply spread ourselves too thin. As Bilbo Baggins said, too much butter over bread. Not enough butter over bread. I'm sorry.
Like butter scraped over. Too
Yes.
much bread. Too thin over too much bread.
Yes. I just watched it 3 days ago. How dare I? There's a lot going on.
Yeah, the extended cut would have got it right.
I see you, Damiani. I hear you. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Well done. Sharma further explained how the company got to where it is today during an interview with Fortune. As Xbox cut 1,600 employees with 1,600 more coming, she said the company lost focus on the core business. Quote, in order to grow, we made a bunch of bets, which I can get behind. Let's bet. Let's gamble. And as we did that, we inherently didn't focus on the core business. So basically, Microsoft was in the Venetian casino at 2:45 a.m. on way too much booze. They've had way too much booze. They're in the casino at 2:45 a.m. You've all been there. You've all been to Vegas Casino at 2:45 after a crazy night. You're making bad bets. Okay. You are making bad bets at that time. You should have gone to bed. You should have gone to bed.
Go back to bed.
It's like this humor. It's literally like, I have a successful business that's doing pretty good, but I need my profit margins to be so through the roof that doesn't make sense. I can make this money off of my business, so I'm going to also start gambling on the side like a maniac in order to hit these benchmarks.
You're so right.
That's where I'm going to make the lost revenue.
What was the Will Smith movie?
Shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, the Will Smith movie where they cash out after like the scam business he runs. And then he goes to
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie, where he goes to the football game and he keeps losing all the bets. But it was a setup. But goddamn. Yeah. Anyway.
So they made a bunch of bets. The number one measure of this is her as well. The number one measure of your strategy is what you put your resources behind, and we simply spread ourselves too thin. You stay away from that blackjack table, Sharma. You stay away.
Jeez,
She continued referencing the same hardware component crisis mentioned in her June reset memo. This is top 10 scapegoats, RAM. Yeah. Top 10 scapegoats.
It's bad.
10 out of 10.
But the problems here started before these things were happening.
Yep. Top 10 scapegoats. A healthy Xbox could weather the shock of the hardware crisis. With an unhealthy Xbox, it becomes really challenging, and it accelerates a lot of the changes we need to make. I think our core has to be healthy, and that will be necessary, but not sufficient. So that was her just talking about it recently. We're just going to hit all the bullet points because, again, Xbox company-wide is just affected. We're going to move to State of Decay. State of Decay 3 is still coming. Undead Labs issues a statement. Undead Labs took to social media. The message promises that State of Decay 3 is still coming. Good. I'm so pumped on this game. Undead Labs, I see you. I'm fucking ready. I'm hyped. I'm so hyped. Keep it going as best you can. Although it offers little in terms of new information, the developer seems confident in its future as it begins a new chapter. Here is their statement. Today, Undead Labs begins a new chapter. We're transitioning out of Xbox. And while we can't share all the details just yet, we can tell you this. State of Decay 3 is still coming. The team is working hard, and our commitment to this community has never been stronger. More news soon. Survivors stick together. Let's go. State of Decay, still coming. Really hyped for it. I'm day one, State of Decay 3. I'm day one.
Yeah, I'm curious about. It's good that they get to finish the game.
Yeah.
This is one of the ones that has been acquired by someone else, right? But we do not know who has acquired them yet.
We don't know. Who's the theory? Fucking Sony or Tencent or Embracer? Who the hell?
Yeah. There are a lot of ideas, but we don't know yet.
Yep, we don't know.
And yeah, we don't know what's going to happen after the game comes out. And we have no know. But like for now, game's coming. They live to fight another day.
Yes. Live to fight another day, officer. Two-Face, Dark Knight.
Yeah, when he flips the coin.
All right.
It was Ramirez. Got to give Huber a little bit of happiness here.
Yeah, you make me laugh, Damiani. Thank you, because this one hurts. This is no hyperbole. One of my favorite game developers of all time. Arcane. Arcane founder on the studio's future. Quote, how much? As Arcane Studios' future remains uncertain, its founder, Rafael Colantonio, has teased he or someone he knows might be interested in a deal. Amidst the confusion surrounding what today's Xbox restructuring could mean for the studios it's parting with, Arcane's fate, no fate but what we make, its fate is the most up in the air.
Yeah.
Options for its future have many suspecting it could be sold or shut down. If you fucking shut down Arcane, I will be on the streets with a picket sign.
So yeah, you can thank French labor laws for why this has been prolonged for them. Like their fate is being delayed because they couldn't act as fast as they wanted to, like they could with any other studios apparently. But yes, as you said, it sounds like from the report and from other journalists who've followed up on the story, they either need to find a buyer or they're done, it sounds like. And on top of that, they're developers of Blade, and it sounds like Blade was having some development troubles. It was going over budget. It was going to miss its internal release. It was going to be pushed into next year at the very earliest. And now people are really wondering if, like, regardless of its fate, will like Blade even see the light of day now? So like, this is the one that's
Blade
like,
is cursed.
Yeah,
Blade is cursed in every format.
Yeah, this one has me pretty worried, honestly. Like, I'm not even gonna say that. I would say betting, but like, let's stay away from that. I don't feel good about Blade, right now. But I hope it can somehow find a way. I hope they can find a buyer for the studio. I hope they believe in Blade.
Walker finds a way.
But the other thing is, like, even with that, Marvel Game Studios might turn around and be like, Marvel Game Star will be like, this situation, we're taking it back. Like, you lost Blade. Like, they might be able to. I don't know, because of like, if there's a change of studio status, like it's under Microsoft anymore, like, and they don't like who it goes to, they might. Yeah. I don't know. There's always that risk that they get Blade taken away from them potentially. I don't know.
The founder of Arcane said, regarding Arcane, how much? I'm asking for a friend. Let him buy it.
Like, they said that?
Let him buy it. The founder. Who's
the founder said that like a joke? Yeah. Like asking
on
for a friend?
on Osha's tweet.
Oh.
Rafael Colantonio. Regarding Arcane, how much? I'm asking for a friend. Certainly seems to be a joke, obviously, because that would be very expensive. He founded Arcane in 1999 and announced his departure in 2017. He since launched Wolfeye Studios, which made Weird West, of course, incredible game. Talent is talent. It's we've talked about this for ages. BioWare is not BioWare. Rare is not Rare.
Yeah.
The talent leaves and they go and make other epic shit, or not. Also, because it's more than just one person; it's a team.
But
like a lot of when talent leaves, like, it freaking matters. It matters.
It can matter as little as like just a morale thing. Like even if the studio is still very talented, like a big name leaving, especially like middle of development, could be bad for morale. It could also be a good thing. Maybe the person was just rubbing people the wrong way. Like it could be but regardless, it does have an impact. Positive or negative potentially.
Here's a big one. Fuck them, I guess, says Microsoft and Xbox. Fuck them, right? The accessibility team impacted by layoffs. We really needed to cut these people to save, pennies, right?
Yeah,
we really need, in a $1 billion company, we really needed to lay off, a couple hundred people here at most. Like, give me a break.
AI will be able to do it. Microsoft and AI, better.
The recently announced Microsoft layoffs appear to have impacted the accessibility team. According to a ZeniMax Media senior user, researchers now deleted Blue Sky post that GameSpot posted originally. Accessibility staff, including individuals on the Bethesda user research team, have been laid off. Accessibility Test League Zach Clothier announced his exit on LinkedIn. The number of accessibility team members affected by the layoffs is unclear. Microsoft addressed these specific cuts in an email sent to GameSpot. Accessibility remains a priority for Xbox. Bullshit, liars. Fucking lie to me more, Xbox. Do you want to just lie more? Blah, 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 lies, blah,
It's
blah,
okay,
blah.
because it's their AI lying to you in the answer.
Yeah,
they're not liable
you're right.
for it.
While we've made changes across the team, creating more accessible gaming experiences for players has not changed. Lies. Gross. Game Pass reportedly down to 30 million subscribers. We covered that.
Real quick, sorry.
Yeah.
You talked about you talked about Arcane. You talked about Undead Labs. We need to talk about the other three studios.
We're getting there, baby.
Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure we're not
tight.
skipping over them. Sorry.
No, hang tight. We're in the middle of this. We're in the trenches.
Yeah.
We're in the trenches, Damiani. Head of ZeniMax Online Studios and Bethesda Staff Game Studios email to staff.
This is so
IGN
bad.
has obtained the email. Jill Broth, head of ZeniMax Online Studios and Bethesda Game Studios, sent to staff today following news of widespread layoffs at Xbox. While it doesn't tell us much we didn't already know, it reaffirms the idea that Bethesda will double down on its biggest franchises.
Oh, this is something different. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought because you said Bethesda Online. I thought you were talking about Elder Scrolls Online because they gutted like the core team, like the Quest make all the people make all the things, and EverQuest Elder Scrolls Online got laid off. Yeah, and like the game has they announced they had a content schedule. They're like, we're gonna have to readjust that. Like we don't have this. Basically, like we don't have the staff anymore. The timetables need to change. So like ESO is like just fucked. I don't know the numbers, but I swear I thought behind World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14 and number 3 was Elder Scrolls Online. For all the shit I give that game,
so many
still
expansions.
like number 3. So it's like, cool. They're just giving up on that apparently, or they're just gonna have a skeleton crew put into what's called, we'll see. I don't want to speculate, but sorry.
This is a huge email. I'm only going to read a little bit of it. Team, I want to acknowledge the changes taking place across Xbox, including here at Bethesda, where a number of our colleagues have been impacted. Today's news affects people who have worked alongside us, inspired us, challenged us, and helped us build the studio's games and culture to define Bethesda across our global organization. Some employees are leaving the company. Well, some employees are leaving the company.
Some, yeah.
What a bullshit way to fucking say that. You mean some employees were fired or laid off? Some employees are leaving like it's some voluntary thing?
Like,
how many times do we need to say just be a human being? Just be a human when we're talking about this. Human. All these fucking PR people and HR people, they need to go fucking watch Arrival. That's what they need to do. Yeah. They need to go watch Arrival, and they need to learn how to be a human being.
Now, who are some of the studios within Bethesda? Who are some of the within ZeniMax? Like, who are some of those storied studios in there.
Well, Bethesda, I know, was my boys, Tango. Yeah.
What are some of the other ZeniMax big ones?
id. We're gonna go over it, Dom.
Okay, you got it. Okay, sorry. Sorry.
We're gonna go over.
This is like the non-linear version of this.
Yeah.
The count is like
not
a little
even
weird.
close to being done.
Yeah.
Settle in. One of my favorite. Quick aside, lighthearted moment. One of my favorite family quotes is from my mom 25 years ago. The family is sitting around the table playing Monopoly. I get impatient when I play Monopoly. I'm like, let's go. I want to roll. I'm like, my turn. My mom looks me dead in the eye. And she goes, it's not even close to your turn. We still say it to this day, 25 years later.
Imagine you get told that.
I was like
times,
8 years old. She's like, it's not even close to your turn.
I'm pretty sure I can see how that still comes up time to time with you, Huber.
Yep. So we're settling in. I want to express my sincere gratitude. It's just a lot of platitudes. The intent behind today's announced changes is consistent with the broader direction of Xbox. It sounds like we're just licking boots here. These shifts also reflect the realities of our industry and our business and our responsibility to ensure Bethesda is operating from a more stable foundation. So,
I mean,
as we look ahead, we will meaningfully evolve how we operate. For decades, Bethesda has organized its business around the individual roadmaps of our largely independent development studios, supported by centralized publishing and corporate teams. This model enabled us to create some of the industry's most beloved franchises. However, rising player expectations, social media, psychotic, increasing development complexity, way too high a budgets, and a more competitive market have changed the economics of our industry. To best position Bethesda for future growth, we are shifting from a planning model primarily centered on what's next for each independent studio to one that focuses on our strongest franchises and determining the content roadmap that best serves our players and Bethesda as a whole. That's kind of scary. It sounds like we're just going to exploit our biggest brands.
They are. That's what's being reported, is that they're doubling down on like Elder Scrolls. Like, excuse me. The report was like from again Jason Schreier Bloomberg saying that because of all these layoffs and changes, Elder
we
Scrolls
will share
6
more about our direction in the weeks and months ahead. But go on. Yes.
Elder Scrolls 6 is now apparently 2+ years out minimum. And how long when was that goddamn announcement for that thing?
So
it's like
long ago.
Another one of these like freaking problems here. And we haven't gotten to Obsidian yet, dear Lord.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Back to State of Decay 3, they don't have to launch on Xbox Game Pass under new owners, so that's cool. No Game Pass there. The Elder Scrolls Online forced to change roadmap, Damiani. This is what you were just talking about.
Yeah.
Associate Director of Community Jessica Folsom posted in the games forum to say Season 1 will launch as planned, but beyond that, things have changed. Quote, looking beyond Season 1, the roadmaps we previously shared will be shifting. We want to take the time to evaluate the work in front of us and then lock down an updated schedule. While we'd love to share concrete details today, stepping back to get our plans straight will let us come back to you with a clear timeline. The game is nothing without you, our community. Thank you for sticking with us and for everything you bring to Tamriel. The message is clear. The layoffs have forced the content rethink. According to Kotaku, staff are now concentrated about the concerned about the future of the Elder Scrolls Online, with so few developers left to work on it.
Yep. I mean, shout out to that community manager having to navigate that shitstorm, that cannot be freaking easy, and getting into the trenches there. They said a lot of core staff laid off from that. It's hard to think about how much longer they want to keep supporting that and not shifting those remaining people to development on Elder Scrolls 6, which rightfully so. People who are hearing, if that's a possibility, can the Elder Scrolls Online team easily pivot to that? They're like, oh, you're working on Elder Scrolls Online. You obviously should be able to work on Elder Scrolls the game, but skill sets, like an online game, an online persistent game versus a single. Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I imagine that transition is different, but easier than most transitions because it is the same universe.
So the people who have been confirmed that lost their jobs, they're like core people, like those are the ones you thought would be like the surefire ones to bring over to help out with it. And it's like, wait, what? Like it kind of feels like a little scary. Like it feels like they might just be, and it might just be they relegated to a support team, which we're going to get to.
Yeah.
It's kind of shocking what they're doing here. And also, with Bethesda, forgot to say Fallout. We'll get to it because apparently they're not making Fallout anymore. Someone else is making Fallout. But like, what the hell is taking? Well. Yeah, okay, we'll get to it.
The show is sick. Yeah. Fans are worried about Starfield, according to a new report from Bloomberg. Microsoft's restructuring will see Bethesda focus on a handful of franchises, like we just said.
No Starfield.
Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Wolfenstein, Doom, and Quake.
Yep, those are the ones that survive.
I love
Starfield
all of those video games with all of my heart and soul. These 5 franchises are expected to be a priority, with at least 3 of them already having games in development. That would be Elder Scrolls, Wolfenstein, and Doom, I'm going to guess.
Well, Doom,
especially because Machine Games just made
the DLC
Indiana Jones.
Dropped, right?
DLC just dropped.
If they
I imagine, though, more Doom, more Wolfenstein. Let's go.
Wait, why did you say Quake?
Quake and Fallout were the other 2.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm not...
Quake is way too niche for Xbox's needs today. I am sorry. They are not focused. They are not gutting everyone and then making a new Quake game for the fucking 10% of us who would go apeshit over a new Quake game. They're just not doing it. No.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Doom is mainstream. Wolfenstein and Elder Scrolls are mainstream. Fallout is chilling on Amazon with their show. Their brand is fine. And you don't want to conflict with Elder Scrolls.
I haven't heard anything about Machine Games yet, about how they've been impacted. But except for when we get to id, like the technology the teams are going to have to start using, it sounds like everyone's going to be forced to maybe go over to Unreal. I don't know.
So this just suddenly leave a lot of room for Starfield and Starfield 2.
Oh yeah, no.
Starfield 1 came out and it was a honestly, it was a somewhat disaster. I mean, that game was hyped up fairly or unfairly. We always talk about hype, as you all know. And when your pedigree is what it is, the hype is justified. GTA 6, you are hyped. Sorry, you better fucking live up to that hype. From Software, you make any game now, your fucking hype and expectations is insane. A new Mario game comes out, you are held to a higher standard than a new IP or a sequel to a one-off. Like, it's just the way it is. Mm-hmm. That is normal. That is fine. So
it's Starfield a little bit.
Yeah, so Starfield did not live up to those expectations for sure, whether you loved it, as many of you did, cool game, or didn't. Xbox is not healthy, but losing all of the talent isn't the cure. This is just an op-ed. Not going to go over that. That's just IGN. What's happening with Marvel's Blade? Let's dive into Blade for a second. Asha Sharma said Arcane's management, quote, is beginning required consultation with its works council to review potential strategic options. Blah.
Yeah, that's them having to deal with that's the French labor laws.
That sentence makes me barf.
Protecting them. I mean, it's barf, but it's also what's keeping them alive for now. Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually good. That's good. That's like
that's good.
French
barf.
regulation and labor laws stepping in to be like,
that's a barf
Microsoft,
when you're hungover.
Slow down. Let's you give them like you gotta like explore and we gotta negotiate this. You can't just like unilaterally go, they're done, we're out of here.
Yeah.
We're closing.
As a French studio, Arcane must follow the country's labor law around a potential sale or closure, and this process may take some time. So this is going to be, instead of a gunshot to the head, this is a gunshot to the belly. So we've been shot in the belly, we're bleeding out, we're Wade in Saving Private Ryan. All we want to do is see our mama. That's what we need, that's what we want. That's where we are. That's where we are with Blade. We're just screaming for our mom. Yep, we're just screaming for our mom. Please save us. This is the most intense you could possibly be, Damiani, so I'm going there. I'm going to life and death because that is how high stakes all of this is. There is no sugarcoating any of this. The future remains unclear. So again, we're bleeding out. Will we be saved or not? We're on the operating table, Arcane. Will it even be released? Is it canceled? Yeah. Could another company pick it up? We do not know. IGN has asked Marvel Games for comment. No response.
Yeah. They're not going to. Marvel Games isn't going to say they can't say anything right now.
All right. I need 30 seconds.
Do you want something like a little like?
Can we have like a little halftime? Can we have a halftime,
please?
No,
this is not gaming humor. This is for front intrigue. Something to like just take your mind off of it. Okay. They have announced a live-action Naruto movie being directed by Destin Daniel Creighton is now in pre-production with a global casting search launched to find Team 7.
Thank you, Damiani.
There you go.
There we go. Love that. What a director to do that, dude. Great news. Great news. And Boruto is coming back soon. Coming back in a seasonal model. This is going to fix it. Also, I think I've brought this up, but there already has been a cultural re-examination of the Boruto anime that everybody was way too hard. They were way too hard on it. I love Boruto. I love the character. I love the story. I love the vibes. Way too much filler. I can accept that, of course. It's not a 10 out of 10. It's a solid 8 out of 10. For sure. Boruto rips. Any other good news? Anybody got some good news before we keep going? Because the next one is a heavy hitter as well.
All right.
Shout out to Inception. Saw it in the theater the other day. Yesterday, actually. My girlfriend.
T2's coming next month.
T2's coming.
Yeah, there you
good
go.
Things are happening.
The Odyssey's coming.
Odyssey's bearing down on us.
I've been
Dune
watching the
3
Vampire
trailer
Lestat.
dropped. New Dune 3
I'm not going to watch. Nope.
I'll say it looked amazing.
No more trailers.
Looked amazing.
No more trailers.
Looked fantastic. Oh my
Hell
God.
yeah.
I look so hype.
Cannot wait.
Made me want to see it in theaters and IMAX.
Day one, baby. I saw 1 and 2 in IMAX. Day one there as well. I've got my tickets for Odyssey and IMAX. Back-to-back nights, actually. Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Comes out Thursday. Had to wait a couple days. It's fine. Tuesday, Wednesday, back-to-back IMAX nights. 70mm film. Let's go. Vampire Lestat episode 5 was incredible. Don't be also I want to hit you all of you Lestat Vampire Chronicles heads. Careful now. This season only 7 episodes. Kind of a weird number. Don't expect 8. So there's only 2 more now. House of the Dragon.
This is a Huber's one thing, by the way.
Yeah. House of the Dragon. Every episode is better than the last. House of the Dragon season 3 episode 3 my favorite so far. An absolute 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Unbelievably good. So much good shit. All right, everyone ready? Are we good? Any other good news from anyone want to share? Should we just keep going? Okay.
Your 30 seconds are up.
Yeah. Okay, here we go, Damiani. I think this is what you wanted to get at. Here, ZeniMax, Bethesda, id, and Machine Games.
Yeah, this is
here we go.
Good.
Jason Schreier, friend of the show. Friend of the family.
Of Bloomberg.
Yep, of Bloomberg. God, it never fucking ends with this goddamn story. I can't handle this. Jesus. We need dispassionate Bloodworth, honestly. We really needed him this week to just like go in hard, no emotion Bloodworth. Emotion deep down, of course. But Bloodworth likes to just go at it, like a Terminator. Jason Schreier has said that while Microsoft owns ZeniMax will suffer from the cuts, it won't be left to work on Fallout and the Elder Scrolls only. Yes, Bethesda has the Elder Scrolls 6 in the works, and the expectation is that there will be a focus on getting new Fallout games out the door. But ZeniMax Studios will also work on Doom and Quake and Wolfenstein. There's no mention of Indiana Jones, however, which suggests Machine Games will not get the chance to work on a sequel to the well-received Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. That is so depressing. It's
a license, and I don't think it probably did well enough. And I don't think they want. That is
one of the best games made in the last 3 years.
Yeah. But how many? Not just with Microsoft. How many times we've seen lately that doesn't matter for anything anymore.
Yep. Yes.
But
you're right.
I would wager if they're trying to go back to things that are first party, Indiana Jones is a licensed game and a licensed property. They probably would rather them working on something they truly outright own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to pay Disney or Lucas or whoever the hell, Spielberg, George. You don't want to have to shell out some money to them.
I'm not sure how well Indiana Jones sold in the end across all platforms.
It was so good. Please just play it. It's too late now. You've already forsaken it. If you haven't played it, just play it. The damage has been done. It's too late now.
So
just fucking play it anyway, though. It's incredible. That game rips.
Sorry, is there more? Because I know we just retreaded a little bit.
Yes.
I just want to get to the... I don't want to keep bringing up stuff that you're just about to get to. Sorry.
Gonna get to Double Fine and Compulsion here.
Oh, wait. No, back to ZeniMax.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go for it. Just go. Yeah. I know you've been wanting to hit it.
Do you have I don't know if you have because this is so out of order. About
that's
specifically.
That's it, actually. I don't have it, Damiani,
Obsidian,
so go.
Obsidian, a few weeks ago, it was reported that they were going to be working on Fallout, but at the time, apparently was not true. But with this reshift in focus to their core IPs, it does sound like they are going to actually end up putting Obsidian on working on a new Fallout game.
Yes.
So they will be the ones apparently developing.
Here we go.
And Jason Schreier of Bloomberg reported on that as well.
Xbox to shift Obsidian Studio to new Fallout game. Yeah. The game maker is also canceling a planned sequel to
There it is.
Avowed.
An Avowed sequel is canceled. Yep.
Which was also a great game. To be fair, that's my fault. I'm sorry. I didn't finish Avowed. I played a shit ton of it. Loved it. Didn't finish it. So I'm guilty here. I'm guilty.
I don't think so, because you
I'm sorry.
Don't think that's your fault, but...
No.
No.
I'll take responsibility. If I don't finish a game and that shit gets canceled, that is on me. It's on all of us. The Evil Within 3, it's because not enough people finished Evil Within 1 and 2. That's the logic that I'm going to go behind. No, I know it's not. It's not. I'm just mostly joking.
I know.
Of course. Because like we say, Damiani, like you just said, and we've covered all year, whether you come out as a failure or come out as the #1 selling game, your job is still not safe. That's what we've talked about.
Award-winning, not good enough. I don't know how the internal development team feels at Obsidian about this, but from the outside looking in, this feels like one of the silver linings here. That's Obsidian has been largely spared, it sounds like.
25% of the studio, though.
Okay, so never mind. I was like, is there a number?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. That's not a silver lining.
25%.
Never mind. Yeah. They were not spared. Never mind.
52 employees.
Yeah, no, that's not.
Shout the fuck out to Obsidian. That studio is right by my house. Mikey Dowling, I love you. I see you all the time.
Incredibly talented. They made 2 of my favorite licensed RPGs with both the South Park.
Pillars of Eternity.
The Fractured Butthole.
Yes.
They're not going to be making Pillars of Eternity anymore, probably. No. They're going to be, Fallout. But, Grounded and Grounded 2, you're probably not going to see any more Grounded because of this.
I just really,
yeah.
I'm sorry. This.
You're not gonna see like Outer Worlds 3 probably.
I get so emotional, Damiani, and I get so romantic about this industry, and I get so sad so often for as much love and joy as so many of these games bring me. It's so sad, right? Like, I empathize with all of the people out there whose favorite game is Pillars of Eternity, right?
Yeah.
And like you just said, South Park, like you loved those games, and now you're not getting that. That's why I'm always going to defend remakes and remasters and sequels and prequels of things, because even if they're not for you, those games are new entries or remade entries to people's favorite games. Like, there is someone out there whose favorite thing is Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah, sorry. I gotta correct myself. It was Stick of Truth was the first one. That was Obsidian.
Yeah.
Fractured But Whole was not Obsidian. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was moved to Ubisoft internal studio, I believe. Sorry.
This is one of my favorite words. It's dark. This is a dark word. This is PC Gamer. The sequel to Avowed, set in the studio's Pillars of Eternity universe, is one of multiple unannounced games in development that have been canceled amidst the bloodletting. It's a bloodletting.
Too bad.
Insane. Instead of that, a new Fallout game is reportedly being headed up by Obsidian design director Josh Sawyer. Sawyer has an enviable record of RPG credits to his name, most notably lead designer and director of Fallout New Vegas. Everybody's favorite. This sucks. It sucks.
Where's the id news? This is these are all bad.
Yeah.
Even as someone who has never like been a hardcore enthusiast,
I know the blood gets you, bro. You can't handle it, Damiani.
The respect for id.
Only my entire life.
In my experience, just as a consumer, and then when I got into the industry as a professional, just like their technical prowess, that they make some of the most efficient, technically Marvel games. And what has just happened to id is I feel like is
136
a crime
people
against gaming humanity history,
it is.
Whatever you want to call it.
It fucking is.
Thank
you, Damiani.
This is we talk about awards and games, this is history, man. This is one of the most solid, fucking reliable things in existence in the gaming industry. And you're
158 people.
What? What did they do wrong?
Yep.
Nothing.
Yep.
They use an engine that you don't want to use anymore.
96 of those redundancies. They're called redundancies, Damiani. How fucking dehumanizing is that?
Also, sometimes redundancy is a term officially used for layoff in other countries. But anyway, that's a
Texas.
That's
you, bro.
They're in here. But I was going to say, they are here in Dallas, I believe. id Software, or Austin. I forget which one they're in. One of them's around here and one's other. The people being laid off, the head of id Tech, their engine laid off, their engineer. They were saying there's one remaining person apparently left for their engine support, and they're just going to be a support person for existing games, and that's
almost
it.
half.
It's
almost half,
and half the team. The someone did the math and it's who's an industry insider, not insiders, but industry experts and analysts are saying. This is what you do when you're turning a studio into a support studio. Turning id into a support studio. And you'd be like, okay, well, maybe it's for their engine and stuff. It's not even going to be fucking that. It's what? What? This is this is, I just have to imagine if Nintendo's the Zelda team and the Mario team, we're gutting 90% of you guys. You're gonna be support for just making Pokemon for the rest of existence. We're getting rid of all these things, and we're gonna be using Unreal Engine for all of our games going forth at Nintendo. It's what? It's not 1-to-1, but how insane that sounds. Yes, Pokemon's huge, but it's whatever id's gonna be doing support for will probably be a huge series, but what the yes. This is
id Software
don't
was
understand.
reportedly toying with pitches for a new Perfect Dark, a John Wick-inspired game, and more before layoffs. 92 of 185 full-time employees were laid off from id. Are you fucking serious? What the fuck are we doing here?
I mean,
you're laying off half of this fucking studio who made, like, gaming royalty. What are you doing? What? I'm honestly speechless. Doom, all of them are great. There is not one bad entry in this franchise. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear your snide takes in the comments wherever you are. If you're listening to this while you're driving, no. Okay? There are no bad entries in this franchise. I don't want to hear about some random N-Gage spin-off or some bullshit. We're talking about the core trilogy, Doom 64, Doom Reboot, Doom Eternal, Doom the Dark Ages, all the DLC, Ancient Gods, like, come on.
Some of the most sound-made games. Even if you don't like aesthetically or some kind of like thing didn't like, you know, tickle your fancy with them, it's like almost factual. You cannot deny the tech. Their tech, you know, the games they built, like how impressive they were on that from that standpoint. But I mean, as you said, a lot of people are like, no, these are some of the best games ever made, and we just add one to the other pile of like,
I'm playing Doom
we do
tonight,
not care about this new guard of the gaming fucking CEOs and shit. Do not give a shit about your pedigree.
They don't give a shit.
They don't like. They are like not. They do. They have no humanity. They have no understanding. They live in a different reality.
Good God. We're almost done. Double Fine and Compulsion have now issued statements to confirm their status. Okay, more here on the fate of Double Fine and Compulsion. More cuts.
Yeah.
Double Fine and Compulsion have issued statements while neither company will be shut down, neither will be part of the Xbox game studios going forward.
Yeah.
Both Double Fine and Compulsion have been independent studios before, prior to their purchase. A bid to find firms who would help fill the Xbox game catalog. Each developer will now return to independent status with no word on what either studio will now work on. Both companies will be able to keep access to their existing franchises. However, Sharma said they both have, quote, runway for their next games. Every time she speaks, hairs on the back of my neck now rise. Honestly, I don't want to hear anything from Asha Sharma. She's given me nothing but pain and misery from this point on. Like, I am sorry.
It's the frickin' quote from Doc Brown. I wish I never invented that infernal machine. It's cost me nothing but pain and suffering.
Yeah. Had her back after SGF, and now just all of that is gone. Once again, Double Fine Productions will be an independent studio. Thank goodness. We're thankful to everyone at Xbox for 7 great years and for working with us to reach an outcome which preserves our history and culture and returns ownership of our games to us. To everyone who has reached out to us these past few weeks, thank you so much for all your kind words. We've been deeply touched by all your messages. We will share more news soon on what come next. Mm-hmm. Your continued support is greatly appreciated. Compulsion Games is known for including Contrast, We Happy Few, and South of Midnight. Goddamn right. I love all those games, even though they're rough around the edges. All those games are rough, but it's so crazy. I want to bring up like Contrast and We Happy Few specifically.
So I reviewed Contrast for game trailers when it came out for PlayStation 4.
And I reviewed We Happy Few.
Yeah. Little like, you know, buggy and stuff, but like I was like, for what it was at the time, I was like, I would like to see them make follow-up games to this. Yeah.
It's all about perspective. It's all about my motto in games and life. It's just like, yo, We Happy Few is like the best 6 out of 10 I've ever played. That game is a straight up 6.
No.
A 6 will make so many of gamers scoff. They'll make social media scoff. They'll be like, dude, 6, barf, gross, moving on. Like, you can have a meaningful 6 in this industry. We Happy Few was that. The studio, even though they made rough around the edges games, they had heart. They had soul. They had their own identity.
Yeah.
Go for it, Damiani.
No, you're right. I think one thing that would be pause for concern. So it's great that they're going independent. They only did they only release 3 games in the span of like a little over. Contrast, We Happy Few, South of Midnight. Those are the only 3 they've done, right?
Yeah, too long.
Yeah, and Contrast came out with like PlayStation 4 launch. Roughly on there. We Happy Few was, I'm looking up now, 2018, and South of Midnight was last year. So like,
way too long.
Yeah, they might need to. Yeah, that's something that hopefully they. I don't know if that was because of like. Yep. Whatever
great criticism, Damiani. You're so right.
Whereas
so
like
right.
Double Fine, I feel like has a lot more connections to other parts of the industry where it feels like they're odd. I'm talking about odds of survival post in their new independence. I have concerns about Compulsion's longevity. I think within short term, we're going to hear about potentially layoffs at Compulsion because they're just not going to be able to pay all their staff unless they have something lined up immediately.
They said, quote, our immediate priority is to support our team throughout this transition period. We are confident in the future of Compulsion Games and look forward to this next chapter where one thing will remain constant. We will create unique games that tell important stories. Goddamn right. All with the goal of touching the hearts and minds of our players. That is why I love every fucking video game, is because something like We Happy Few that is a 6 out of 10 tells an important story that touches the hearts and minds of our players.
Yeah. So I hope it works out. I mean, it's better they have a chance. Like they have a chance to continue on. They didn't get shut down. They have their stuff. They could they make a follow up. You know, and they could try and make a South of Midnight too. You know, if they really wanted to. Like
they should. Yeah. That's where the magic is.
Double Fine has said like I think they will be able to weather this a little bit better. This is probably like I think people are probably excited about this outcome. Maybe not them because they like maybe wanted to like still have that like funding from Microsoft, but. I think as long as they can, secure funding for their next project, because they have a pretty steady release. Honestly, they have pretty steady releases. They aren't like financial winners in terms of like being blockbusters, but they at least get their games out every 1 to 2 years. They have like almost a new release
Ship them out
for like 20 plus years now. So I think I feel better, more optimistic about Double Fine for sure.
Dawn, as we move on, I haven't talked to you in a minute. Any thoughts on all this shit that we've covered? Any other takes?
No more takes on the layoffs. Nope.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's it for that. We have one last shitty story that really sums it all up. The dehumanization and how inhumane fucking all of this is. And just another reason to feel horrible. Sound like Isla today.
Jeez.
I love you, Isla, wherever you are. This is your week. Honestly, I would love her take on all of this. Just like the nihilist take that she herself agrees on. Bethesda removing memorials. Okay?
What?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about this. What is this?
Oh yeah. Oh, this just really sums it up. Damiani, are you ready for this one?
Memorial, like someone died?
No. Bethesda HR forced staff to remove a small memorial to their laid off colleagues.
Oh, that's That's kind of
The Bethesda Game Studio Union shared images of the now removed display featuring photos of fired devs. Earlier this week, layoffs, we know. On Monday, they started cutting everyone. It was a corporate bloodbath. Bethesda Game Studios and its various satellite teams weren't spared from the change. Okay. On Tuesday, the Bethesda Game Studio team in Austin set up a small celebration of service memorial featuring photos of staff members who had been let go as a way to pay tribute to those who lost their jobs and show solidarity during this challenging time. A very innocent celebration of loss, right? A celebration of life and loss. Here we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Employees at the main Bethesda Game Studio in Rockville, Maryland were inspired to do the same.
Nice.
This is a very human thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? This is what humans do. It's called empathy.
Solidarity.
Something that HR knows nothing about whatsoever. They are there protecting their corporate interests.
Yeah. They see this as employees not unionizing, but like they don't like this. They don't like employees bonding together and seeing strength in their numbers or showing solidarity, because it leads to
they're there for the corporate,
and like they want you to feel as isolated as possible and have no power.
Yes. Minutes later, the union claims HR demanded minutes later. Fuck.
Oh my God.
The union claims HR demanded the memorial be removed. Wow. And here is a tweet from Bethesda Game Studios Union. Unfortunately, HR made our office manager take this down almost immediately. Jeez. They said because it's a common area, it had to be removed. We've used common areas for many things as a team, including FanWorks, but HR seems to believe that a celebration of service is inappropriate.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
It's inappropriate because it makes us feel awkward.
Honestly, this is like... This is the final straw, dude. This makes me sick to my stomach. There's nothing really to say. I just wanted to bring that up. I thought it was important to bring up and shine a light on because it's disgusting.
I mean, it's insane because it's like HR is, departments are known for doing this kind of weird thing all the time. But like in this particular case, you're like, even from their point of view, what are they gaining?
What is the problem?
What's the objective they're actually achieving?
Yeah.
For anything other than just like protecting the egos of some execs or something, because it's like, what, you know what I mean? Like with the fans, with the devs, like who does this protect other than that? And like, why not let venting, like if anything, just like, let them vent in this kind of way. Let them express themselves in this kind of way.
They just don't want the people to be able to like express that because they feel connected to each other. They would be like, it's a form of like intimidation tactics to basically a form of like union busting, even though I don't know if they're unionized or not, but it's like HR wants to make you feel like you're helpless in this matter, and that like you are to threaten you, because if you guys get together and this might seem harmless, but if you all get together and do something else that's more meaningful, like say like you all want more pay, like it's like since industry has begun, and like this is like hundreds of years old, these tactics.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in this particular case, Damiani, doesn't this work against them?
It does.
Look who they're dealing with.
They're idiots.
Like these
they
employees
misread the room. Absolutely.
These employees that are doing this, like they didn't walk out. They're still there. Yeah. They're still working. They've witnessed the demise of their coworkers, but they're still towing the line. Yet they're using this kind of totally passive way of expressing their anger or whatever, solidarity, that really by by not allowing this kind of thing, all it does is foment greater.
Talk about
It's
like-
Streisand affects it. Yeah.
Dawn,
Within them,
dude.
Right.
yeah.
So like
Dawn.
it's like even from their point of view, you're like, this is like against your agenda, even if your
Yeah.
agenda is
you're right.
immoral. you
Dawn,
know?
imagine the morale after they were forced to take that down.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Holy shit. I bet
allowing
the
them
day that they took that down.
Fury.
Like,
wow.
Another
Yeah,
thing to
that's just
consider.
throwing gasoline on throwing gasoline on a
Yeah,
situation.
they just had to like let it happen, and then like they'll take it down eventually. Like let them it does really honestly does no real harm. Like the rhetoric I was talking about is
100%.
just like where they're coming from, but like it's not it's bullshit. Two, the other part of this is the reason probably like why it's bad for morale. And this is like on an obvious surface level. Because all these employees are still under the threat of 1,600 more of you are going to be axed by December. So, want to increase your chances of that? Okay, who participates? Like, it's fear. It's like, oh God,
It is.
like this is
You're
just
so
more
right.
another thing to consider to this layer of how shitty it is for like HR to like do that, like and failing to understand like, damn, these people they want to just be humans, but also like they're stressing the fuck out right now themselves because they think they could, they might be next, and you're like adding this extra layer of bullshit to it.
Yeah. Crazy, man. You wonder though, was it just like some executive? Like, how did they find out about that so quick? First of all, and then what kind of? Why was that decision made so quick?
Within minutes. Holy shit.
They must have cameras, man.
HR is just like tapped into everyone's social
They probably
feed.
have security there, and security probably made a mention of it to to HR, and they were like, they looked at it and like, oh, we'll take care of this.
Because you can see the tweet. There is a photo of it, and there are photos of some of the laid off people with like actual flowers in front of it. It's actually like a nice little spot. Insane. Okay, we did it. We got through it. It's horrible. It's horrible. Just when you play a game you really love, just appreciate it. Appreciate it. Watch the credits when you beat it. Read the names. Read the names in the credits. All those people working on the games. Games do not just appear out of thin air. It is a struggle. And sometimes the people who make it, all that heart, all that soul, all the blood, sweat, and tears is taken for granted so hard. Taken for granted by us and taken for granted by HR and the corporate people. The ones, you know what I always go back to? I go back to the line in The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke. Hell of a movie.
Great movie.
One of my favorite lines in movie history. The ones with the Cadillacs. They run things. That's what he says. He's not wrong. He knows. It's the ones with the Cadillacs out there. The ones that are just pulling up to the show for a minute, collecting their money, leaving. It's fucking bullshit. We got more to come. Hopefully, you've been enjoying this episode of the podcast. Probably not. It's a bloodletting. But please take a second. How do I even pitch Easy Allies today, honestly? How do I even pitch it, Don? What do I say? What do we say, Don?
Well, look.
Help me out, dude. This is on you today. I'm sorry. I'm done for a minute. I'm on timeout. You go. Pitch Easy Allies, Don.
Okay, let me try. Let's see. Huber appreciates movies, and there's a great quote from The Third Man, which is awesome.
Phenomenal
film noir style
film.
thriller from like the 30s or 40s or something. Super old, right? Yeah. I don't know if I still have this memorized, but it was one of my favorite. What does he say? They say, in Italy, under the Borgias, they had 30 years of terror, warfare, bloodshed, and crime. in Switzerland, they had 300 years of peace and brotherly love. In Italy, during that 30 years, they had the Renaissance and some of the most beautiful art that ever came out of a country. In 300 years in Switzerland, with peace and brotherly love, the most notable production was the cuckoo clock, which people love cuckoo clocks, but it didn't compare to the Renaissance.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what to say, Huber. Humanity exists always, even in the darkest of times. It's kind of like an endless cycle, okay?
The night is darkest just before the dawn. I know that quote.
Yeah. This is a place.
Dark night.
This is a place, Easy Allies, that has a really, really beautiful community that's weathered the storm, that's still here standing, miraculously, some would say, for now over 10 years, right? And especially in the landscape of media and games media that's changed so much. And here is where you can find just a whole lot of love, respect, creativity, and passion that's genuine amongst the community that's here and amongst the members of the actual allies and everything. And so your support means a massive amount, because it's literally the only thing keeping us afloat in this dark, dark ocean that we're all sailing upon together, okay? So we're huddled up here on this little floating cork called Easy Allies on the stormy sea. And your support is keeping us afloat. So we need it. We need you to join up and become a part of it. And then hang out, most importantly, also. Join us and spend some time together. Because it's a small respite, even when we have to discuss the darkness that's all around us. At least we're discussing it together. I don't know what else to say.
Well said.
Dawn. For that.
Well said, bro.
I butchered that quote. I really butchered the third man quote, too. Did you look it up in that time?
No,
I was going to, but I just let you paraphrase it. It's fine.
It was very
10 out of 10 movie.
I hadn't said it in like 30 years.
Hell yes.
I was looking up a quote to describe the situation of Huber throwing Dawn into the frying pan right there. I was like, in the moment,
sparks were flying out of my ears.
I was like thinking of the new Star Trek films, the quote where McCoy turns to Kirk and says, "Jim, you just sat that man down at a high stakes poker game with no cards, and you told him to bluff. Now Sulu's a good man, but he's no captain." But then afterwards, when he confronts Khan, the McCoy turns and goes, "Mr. Sulu, remind me to never piss you off." So it's like, after Don is delivered that, it's like,
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I got the gears turning.
I got to watch those again. Did they only make 2 of those?
3. Beyond was the last one.
They did make 3.
There's Star Trek, Into Darkness, and Beyond.
Did I see Beyond?
Beyond's the one where they
with the awesome alien lady. Yeah, that was amazing.
And Idris Elba's in it.
Oh my god, I love that. I love all 3 of those movies. I don't care what anyone says. I love them all.
Yeah, they're very fun.
But at the same time, I'm not a Star Trekkie. I'm not a Trekkie.
They're definitely made for not Trek fans.
Yeah. I am a full casual when it comes to Star Trek. But as a tourist, I loved those movies.
Yeah.
Okay, Canis Lupus put it in chat, but also I found it, just to get it right, the quote spoken by Orson Welles, apparently improv'd for the third man. Here it is, the official quote, so we do it right. It was, "In Italy, for 30 years under the Borgias, they had warfare, terror, murder, and bloodshed, but they produced Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, and the Renaissance.
Wow.
In Switzerland, they had peace and brotherly love. They had 500 years of democracy and peace. What did that produce? The cuckoo clock." So, it's a funny quote. I don't know what that has to do with Easy Allies being here right now.
It's a good quote. It means
focus on the light that also exists in our world right now.
During the dark times, there's still light.
Yeah.
Love it. Don, well said, well quoted. Fucking sick.
Thank you, patrons.
It's time for my one thing. I already did my one thing during the intermission, basically.
Yeah, you did.
So I'm good. Don, you got anything?
My one thing, I'll get to it in a moment because it's been Black Flag.
That
has been my one thing. Yeah, every night I've been escaping the world to the high seas. So we'll talk about it in a second.
Yes. All right, Damiani,
Yeah.
hit us with the One Piece update, dude. Shine some jolly vibes over this dark
some
podcast.
Jolly vibes,
Let's
some
go.
Jolly Roger. And
Yes.
Goldie Roger. And, yeah, what a 180 from vibes from what we were talking about to where we're at in One
Right
Piece.
now, it's wholesome as hell.
I am at a point in One Piece where I am no longer able to watch it in English dub anymore. There is no English dub for the episodes I am on. So
Creator's intent.
In order
Excellent.
to proceed, I must watch in Japanese with English
Hell yeah.
subtitles.
As you should.
Which means I can only watch it now when I'm lying in my bed at night, so I can't watch it during my like lunch breaks because I can't. I'm going to miss too much stuff.
Definitely.
But we are in Egghead, and as we
Robotnik?
you're kind of close because I think it's named it's homage to that a little bit. I might be mistaken on some of the other references, but I love guessing what the hell the next place is going to be based on the name. Remember I said like the country of Wano, Whole Cake Island, Dressrosa. Like I think Mermaid Island or Fishman Island Fishman Island was named was kind of self-explanatory, but a lot of the other ones like Thriller Bark, I'm like what the hell is that? Is it Egghead? I was about to say Eggman. Egghead Island. Egghead Island. It's a futuristic island. It's like all like a scientist has been he looks like Dr. Einstein meets Dr. Light or Dr. Wily, I guess. I don't know, like in between, something like that. It's very much futuristic, and it's all like decked out. But the thing that they do differently in this arc that they haven't been doing for a long time, because I told you they've been dragging this shit out. Like Wano took forever. We are moving at light speed right now.
Breakneck pace.
Because in the middle of an episode about what's going on Egghead, so they're essentially there to rescue a scientist who is dropped some lore bombs on them. And like the world government's showing up to like kill him and assassinate him because they don't want his info to get out. I'll leave it at that because I got to be a little bit careful because I'm getting very close to the present.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil it because some people might be a few episodes behind. I don't know.
Spoiling 20 years ago is chill.
This is like a year ago, I think. But we're within 1 year time frame, I think, now of the present of the new episodes.
Wow.
But mixed in with this, we are jumping to other points in the fucking world. We're seeing like other pirates like doing epic duels. Like in the last one, we had these two pirates that are part of Luffy's generation called the Worst Generation, Trafalgar Law and Captain Kidd, who helped him win in Wano. They all go their separate ways at the end. We catch up with them very quickly. Captain Kidd has run into Shanks, red hair Shanks, the guy who is like gave Luffy his straw hat, who we've been waiting to like have Luffy to encounter him. They have a duel. They have a big epic fight. And it's resolved in one episode.
Whoa.
One episode.
Who were you rooting for, Damiani?
I was so torn because I'm like, wait, what?
Sick.
And then Law encounters Blackbeard, and you're like, oh god. And that resolves in like an episode and a half, and it's like shit is going down. And then Luffy's grandfather Garp, he goes to a place and like shit goes down there. And along with with Kobe, like one of the original characters Luffy met in the first few episodes, who wanted to become a Marine. Like,
cool.
There's. And then,
hey, I remember that guy. I watched the first 20 episodes.
Like,
I love that kid.
You see where he is now. You see how fucking badass he is now.
He was my favorite.
And then the world government shit, Huber. The 5 elders are like fully revealed their true nature, and they reveal the fucking Akatsuki, basically the real one, the dude who has like the Sharingan, who was the fucking
manipulating everyone.
Villain, without spoiling Naruto. We got to that. we see who's got that power, and like. There's
always someone in the shadows manipulating everyone.
Yeah, this throne that's supposed to be empty, that's the whole basis for the world government. These nations lay down their swords at the feet of the throne to show solidarity and unity, that they will never bow to a single leer. You find there is somebody who has been on that throne, and it's like, oh, and these Sabo is there to witness it, and he barely makes it out. He only makes it out because a certain character, I won't spoil, sacrifices their life so they can get away. But I'm going to say, Huber, people are falling left and right now.
Whoa.
We are getting like the narrator
is there any kind of coming back to life like Dragon Ball style?
So they do
like,
that.
Once
They'll
you're
be
dead
like,
in One
so-and-so
Piece,
is
you're
defeated.
dead.
Like Luffy
Okay.
technically died before he came back with his 5th gear power. Like,
Okay.
But the narrator comes on at the end of some of these like battles and goes, "The battle of blah blah is concluded. The victor blah blah blah." I'm trying to avoid spoilers. The other one completely decimated and are never seen again. I'm like, whoa! Like we got deaths and shit here. And we're getting reunions, dude. Characters from like the pre-time skip stuff are showing up. And if you want to know specifically where I am, I'm getting the backstory about Kuma right now. The big jolly dude was the pawpaw fruit power, who's like he's like kind of like a mech with like the laser comes out of his mouth. And he showed up in Thriller Bark and Sabati Island. Oh my God, we're getting the backstory for that right now. And this show hits you hard with these sad backstories, but this one might be one of the most like messed up backstories I've ever seen yet. And there have been some pretty messed up ones. And they're all trying to move on because their next destination that the Straw Hats are trying to get to, they're trying to go to Elbath, the island of the giants that we saw so long ago on Dino Island or whatever it was called, with Dory and the other one. If you watch the live action one, they literally were just in season 2. They do the big giant like Kamehameha blast with their swords together and axe to cut through a giant sea king fish thing to let the Straw Hats escape from there like 10,000 years ago at this point, it feels like. Oh man, and yeah, Buggy. There's stuff with like Buggy the Clown, Crocodile, fucking Hawk. They formed an alliance, but like you find out what's really. There's so much happening right now. I'm like, my brain is like, oh, what is? I know Wano was so long, but holy shit, pump the brakes. I can't handle this. It's like it's so good though. I'm enjoying this, but I'm so sad because I feel like I'm like 30 episodes away from hitting the like caught up, and then I have to join everybody else in that excruciating wait
every week. I know you hate the weekly format, Damiani.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
We'll see. So fun.
Dude. What a ride, bro. What a ride.
It's
like I remember when I caught up on Naruto Part 1, there had been like 80 episodes, and I remember just like catching up, and then like when I caught up I was like, oh, now I gotta wait every week. It's like, wow.
I mean, because this stuff, it's like just dropping bombs, so they're gonna have me hooked, Huber. I'm gonna be like, holy shit, give me the next. I need that next hit. Because
sometimes the only criticism I'll have of anime like that is sometimes like, I love the week to week, but sometimes one full episode of anime is not fulfilling.
Yeah.
Because it is part of a larger moment, not a story. It's part of a larger moment. Whereas live action, like full shows, like, I'm bringing up the most recent thing, like House of the Dragon or something. Each episode feels substantial. Like you watch one of those and there's so much going on where it's like, okay, I feel like I just had dinner.
Yeah.
I need to process it all.
Yeah.
But like sometimes you watch an entire episode of anime.
Very true.
And it'll be like, no, okay, like I'm ready. Like I'm just now getting into it. Let's go.
So true. I will say with the start of Eggman, or goddamn, I'm doing it, Egghead.
Eggman.
You got it in my head.
Yes.
The brainworms in there. With Egghead, I feel very satisfied. Even though I want the next episode so badly, fast, the substance in each one is like blowing away most of Wano. And like the previous 3 sagas, the previous 3 sagas had really good stuff in them, but they really dragged out and they kept getting longer and longer. This is like finally like I feel like no episodes a miss. Exception, they do these little special episodes sometimes. They're just straight up recap episodes of like,
oh no,
here's a character you haven't seen in a while. They just came back. Where have they been for like 1,000 episodes? So
That's
that might be
cool.
so I think they might have been useful for people who are watching week to week. But for me, I'm like, no, I just no. I know this already. Please. So I actually skip those. I do skip over those. I think one I didn't skip because I'm like, actually, I kind of want to remind myself about this, but majority of those SP episodes I do skip over. Yeah.
Got it. I love anime fans. I'm always Googling Boruto when the fuck it's coming back, Damiani. 14 hours ago, the most recent thread on Boruto.
Oh God. What?
Has Sasuke's battle IQ decreased? Anime nerds never change. You are the best.
I want a ranking.
You are the best.
I want a ranking of every major anime hero and villain ranked by their battle IQ.
Dude, Sasuke's gotta be near the top, but has it decreased? I don't know.
Swordfish, like me, I heard of this One Piece fan letter. I saw it on Crunchyroll and Netflix. I've not watched it yet. I was gonna wait till I caught up to the present, and then look up if I like should I watch it now or should I wait. And then one thing I am gonna do when I catch up, I have like 10 movies I haven't watched. They're all old and they're not canon, but I do want to go. Like it'll be nice to go back to like I haven't seen the original movie yet. They might not be good,
Damiani.
but the more recent ones, Red.
Dude.
I liked Red. I liked the like last two. Gold was whatever. I didn't really like Gold too much. It's kind of like it's Ocean's 11 meets Now You See Me, Now You Don't. It's like a fake heist meets a heist meets like a deception thing. What's the one in between? Not Undisputed. The one with the
Tree of Might.
Dude turns into a giant fucking like floating fortress thing, and like every character shows up. It's fucking epic. Like it was like amazing. It was like pure fan service, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. This feels like this could be an arc right here for sure.
Love that. That's why villains have trouble in anime, Damiani. Battle IQ, bro.
Battle IQ.
Because like somebody like Kakuzu shows up and they've been around fighting for hundreds of years, and they're presented as being so above everybody with their tactics. Their battle IQ is a 10 out of 10. Ooh, but the writer, as Stanley always says, whoever wins is who the writer wants to win. It's always going to be the hero. They got to find a way to nerf him, whether that's hubris or dumb luck or something. You know, there's always some nerf that gets taken out. That's why, Kakuzu, the victim of writing, in my mind.
Give you, because you always want this, Huber.
Yeah.
Episode 1131.
Out of.
They're on. I don't want to look down on Netflix, but on the story arc page, it says Egghead goes through episode 1155, and the Elbath saga or Elbath arc starts on 1156, and apparently that is the most current episode.
Whoa.
Is 1156.
So you have like 30 left
20,
at most.
24, 25 episodes left, and then I am caught up with everything.
That's devastating for my One Piece. But you can go over each episode individually on
That's what we're saying, but apparently chat
pointed
out the last new episode of the season comes out this Sunday, and then that's it for 3 months, apparently.
Whoa. So summer vacation for One Piece. Jeez.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We'll have to, you know what?
You'll have to hop back on Boruto.
Back to Bleach, because I haven't watched the new Bleach shit.
All right.
Hey, it might be good, the new stuff. I don't know.
All right. Dude, Boruto's heating up.
Hey, at the very least, 3 months a new episode. Next February, the start of the retelling, the reanimation version, the One Piece, and season 3 of the live action. I hope that if there's a crazy new ending for where they're going to go with that, I cannot wait to see.
Hell yeah. Alrighty, we just got one game to talk about, and it is a remake of an absolute master classic. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced has arrived on shores today. You can play this game right now, everybody, if you want, or you can boot up the original if you so desire, because to Dawn and I's shock, to be fair, I haven't finished the game yet.
Don't rush, Hubert. Take
Exactly,
your time. If
I'm
there's
not.
ever a game not to finish,
Yeah, I'm gonna 100% this
just
as
try
I
to
do.
not finish this. Yeah, see how long you can play it before.
Damiani, Don, I'm hoping to put 50 hours in at least before I roll credits.
That's good.
I will be hunting treasure on individual islands. To Don and I's shock, it's a little divisive. There's a lot of love out there. There's a lot of unlove out there.
Why? Yeah, why?
And, well, so I want to set the stage.
Sure.
Yeah.
Before I throw this to Don, because Don is way further than I am, I want to bring up Last of Us
Oh.
remake. Because I had a similar take when the Last of Us remake happened. I was like, I prefer the original. Because with Last of Us, this is a game I've finished 25, 30 times. I'm so locked in and dialed in, I can tell you every beat for beat. I can tell you every word. I can tell you every encounter. I can tell you that game from the back of my hand because I'm so locked in and because I'm so attached to it. It is a game that I replay over and over and over again. I replay The Last of Us every single year of my life. It's always in my rotation. In fact, I literally just beat the Pittsburgh Bridge 2 weeks ago. I'm mid playthrough as we speak. And when you're remaking a game, the most hardcore of hardcore enthusiasts are gonna have a completely different opinion and take. Somebody who has replayed Black Flag Original 5, 6, 7 times over the last 13 years or so is going to come at Resynced completely differently than someone who has only finished the game one time. So, with that being said, remakes are always going to be a sticky topic. But Don, I'm going to throw it to you because I don't know how many times you finished Black Flag, but we all know that the original is still one of your favorite games ever made.
100%. Yeah, I mean, literally one of my favorite video games ever made. I think it might have been the first or one of the very first games I nominated to the Hall of Greats.
Sick, dude. That sounds right.
It might have been my very first nomination. I was obsessed with the original Black Flag. Like I was saying before, I lived it, right? Yeah. Just the romantic telling of piracy in this way. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean. There's a reason why this is like one of the most popular rides in the world. It's just like that version of historical piracy and everything like that is just one of the most enticing and pleasurable worlds to sort of play and imagine and exist in. Yeah,
and it's like a Wild West, pirates, samurai.
Right,
it's
all
such
of
a
those kind of things.
Era.
Right, and so for this, Black Flag, the original, just did the best version of that, I thought, always, of like, you want to live in this world, you want to play, and you want to have a whole variety of all the types of activities you would do within that world and do it in the most fun way. And that's what it was, and it hit on it. So now, I beat it. The original Huber, I probably only beat, I think, 2 or 3 times, and then I did, of course, the DLC and all of that. And what I beat
Freedom
it, I think
Cry.
I beat the original twice, maybe only, but I probably have like 200 hours of playtime, something like that.
You
like,
100% it when you play it.
Not just that, but like I just spent hours and hours and hours not getting any tangible trackable achievements from it.
Just sailing
for fun, like playing the game for fun, right? And,
Hell yes.
So and then they at some point they like did a upscaled version. I I forget, for one of the Xboxes or something.
Yeah, it came out on PS3, then PS4 as well.
Yeah, so then I played it again. I like went through it again
later.
when they did that. When they re-released it, I went through it again. So in all total, I think I only beat it 2 or 3 times. So
yeah, was it same day?
But the passion is unbelievable. So yeah, first off, the game looks really, really good. Okay, it looks great at first. At first, there was like a little bit of like this weird thing happening for me, where it's like everything looked so good, and the quality of the textures and everything looked so good that but yet some of the animation and some of the like facial expressions, everything like that, like the underneath it looked, you could tell it's like built on a game that's a little bit older now, right? But it looks like very, very, very nice.
It looks really nice.
So it actually took a while for me to get adjusted in that sense. But as I played, you adjust to what the game is, and overall, it is stunning. I mean, just in the same way that the first one was just mesmerizingly beautiful. There's so many moments in this game when I'm just like, just taking knees.
I will say Assassin's Creed, more than anything, maybe it's Ubisoft, the HDR implementation is always botched for me.
Okay, I have to agree with you on this a little bit.
That's a personal issue.
No. The HDR is.
I always turn it off when I play Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
It's just off. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if it's my TV or my settings or what.
I don't know. I have a great TV too, but like same thing. Even with this one, the HDR is like there's too much of an intensity, especially with the darks.
Yeah, the dark
areas when you're
black.
like, I can't friggin' see.
I can't see a damn thing.
Right, and that's after even adjusting the settings and stuff. It still seems to happen.
I'm glad I'm not alone there, Don.
I don't know why that is, and that's still the case even with this a little bit. However, it looks unbelievable.
It does look amazing.
Just stunning. So in that sense, they knocked it out of the park. Now, everything is pretty much just great about this game in the same way it was. Now, like when Bloodworth and I went back to stream it, I remember last year, the year before, it was like we were kind of surprised by like, oh yeah, the combat and all this is like a little bit clunkier than we kind of remembered how it was and all that. And that was one of the big things they talked about, was like highlighted, was how they're retooling the combat a little bit and everything like that. And they did, but overall, I gotta say, like, it's essentially feels ultimately very similar.
I agree.
Very similar.
Agree. People are going to debate this.
Yeah.
I agree. Especially as a fucking Assassin's Creed enthusiast like I am. As I've said, I've finished every single one of these games, some more than once. I even hopped back in a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I could have brought that to the table today, but I'll bring it up right now. Perfect. Assassin's Creed Shadows just released Black Tides, which was a epilogue free DLC set of missions for the game. I just hopped back in to that to get it done. It was fine. Whatever. I'm super mid on Shadows. But playing that and then hopping into this, Dawn, I was so happy about this because of the way it feels compared to Origins, Odyssey, Shadows, the big RPG Assassin's Creed games, which I am beyond tired of. This game it just gave me the feelings of the original games.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. I know they've revamped combat and movement and all that. To me, hopping back into this game gave me old school Assassin's Creed vibes. That's just what my heart and my soul say.
Yeah.
That is the feeling that I have had. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, the sword, all the like sword fights and everything on decks of the ships and this everything. It basically plays out in a very similar way, even though now it's like focused on this parry system and everything. And like before it was more countered. It really does like play out in a very similar feeling.
I think one of the best, Don, one of the best examples straight up is one of the earliest missions in this game. I literally stood up and I was like, this is all I ever want out of this series. One of the earliest missions in this game is like break into a place, pickpocket a guy, steal the thing.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's like, here we go. The foundation of this entire franchise. We just eavesdropped and followed a guy to this spot, Cool. Then we have to find a way in to steal the shit. Full stealth mission. Up top in the shadows, dropping down. You don't want to alert anyone because it's so early in the game and you're weak. There's enemies everywhere, and you're just slowly creeping around in a giant base to steal shit. Assassin's Creed. Yes.
It's a satisfying thing, and that's one of the reasons why I love this particular Assassin's Creed. It was like, because you have all that, but it's such a nice blend of like, now I want to do that, but now I'm going to go off and do ship battles, and now I'm going to do like hunting, and now I'm going to do treasure hunting, and now I'm going to do something in the city. And it's like, you can just really choose how you want to and when you want to go back to that, other than, you know, when you're just following the main quest line and you're forced to do a particular type of mission. But it's just super satisfying game loop, like whichever direction you're taking the game loop in or focusing on, it's like such a satisfying thing to play out. And just this world that they created here is so like nice to just explore and observe and like absorb, and like the little listening to like NBC's conversations and just like looking at the details of the world and the cities and the community and how they did such a nice job of just fully designing this open world that like with like, you know, there's storytelling going on there that really has nothing to do with the plot of the story that you can just observe. And I love that in a game. My favorite types of games are games that you can just sort of like exist in at your pace or however you want to. And even if the story's going on, it's like, that's how it was with this game in the first place. Like, yeah, the actual story was happening, but really I'm telling my own story as I'm playing this game.
Don, dude, it's unbelievable. It made me really bittersweet, dude. It made me sad thinking about how far Ubisoft has fallen in my own personal taste, because their open worlds used to be industry defining. Obviously Rockstar, of course, but like Ubisoft was right there. They felt lived in. And this game immediately feels more real and more lived in than the entirety of Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Shadows is just like, here are empty buildings and stock NPCs, repeat, over and over again.
Yeah.
You come to these cities and you're just like, this feels like a place. It's like, oh, I'm going to go to the tavern to like play checkers and learn stuff. I'm going to go down to the docks. Like, oh, these guards that are guarding this area, it feels like there's an actual hierarchy and system in place here.
No, there's an actual, you can look at things and observe things and they make sense in a way that you're like, this isn't just a video. You're like, oh, there's a fish. Oh, this is where this person lives near here.
Yes.
Oh, there's like community things happening here that have nothing to do with the gameplay.
Yep.
It's just the world there is like, you can just observe it and be like, this feels like a real place.
100%.
In the best possible way of like a romanticized pirate version of that, right? But everything is how you want it to be. So everything is great just in the same way it was before, like the combat, the ship combat, all that stuff. And a lot of this stuff is I think what's being noted in the reviews of like, you know, they're sort of listing off like, yeah, everything is really good about this game. Some of the criticism that we're referring to, obviously now this, you know, with an asterisk, there were like more layoffs from Ubisoft on launch day, apparently.
Insane. From
people that worked on this game. So that's obviously an extremely bitter pill to swallow.
10 out of 10 offensive.
But a lot of people, so like one of the things, the big changes of the game when this was first announced was like the removal or the paring down of the animus stuff and the modern day animus stuff, right? And so this is something I'm interested in talking to you with, Huber, because I know you have a little bit of a different take than me, but a lot of the criticism now, and at first that was it was celebrated really because most people, I think, or at least a lot of people felt the way that I felt. I'm doing a thumbs up, Huber's doing thumbs down. down, was like, thank you, God. All the modern day stuff in this was the last place I ever wanted to be. Every time I got taken into it, I was like, no, I want to be just living the pirate world. No, I don't care about the like extracurricular Assassin's Creed part of the story, other than there's in story stuff that's happening plot wise when you're like in the time frame but then there's this like Animus modern day stuff. So whatever. A lot of people were happy when they said they took that stuff out.
I will say.
But now, Huber, I think a lot of people are coming around and being like, one of the big criticisms I've seen of this Resynced is like,
it's a good story.
That's gone, and I really miss that part of the story. And all that. But I'm like,
and of course, considering Assassin's Creed Black Flag deals directly with a sage in the time of the game, not just the Animus.
But that's all you need, dude. You just need the stuff that's happening in the time of the game. Like all the sage stuff, all of that is rad. Like I like that because it points to and it refers to this like bigger thing that's outside of your reality and all this stuff. But it's not anything that you have any reason to experience because you're like, I'm here to be a pirate. I'm not like this office dude jacking into the pirate. Because listen, Huber, originally when it was part of the plot, that wasn't like half of the plot. You weren't like, I'm a modern. It was like a percentage. Like, I don't know what I want to say. 10%, 15, maybe.
The
not
modern
even.
day?
Yeah, the modern day stuff in the original.
It was like little interstitials.
Maybe 8%. And so it's like, it's not like that was what you were paying off. You were playing this game to be in the world of piracy, right? And so every time you're out of that, it was a removal from that. And if you're like playing this game to play it as part of the anthology, it's like maybe that's really important to you. But to me, it had like, you know, no value whatsoever. It was a detriment.
So much value to me.
Yeah.
But I will always concede for Black Flag itself. Because for whatever reason, it is the Assassin's Creed game more than any other where people, maybe because pirates are so universal, where people didn't want it there. They just want a fucking pirate game. They just everybody just wants a fucking pirate game. And that's fine. And I accept it 100%.
Yeah.
100% you have my back with removing it. It's fine. If that's what everybody wants, that's what everybody wants. You know, if the majority says, you know, get it out of here, I just want to be a pirate, cool. But I think it is so underrated and so special and such a cool overarching story in this entire franchise. It's really what separates it from just being a random pirate game. I think the modern day stuff is so rich. It's so layered. It's so deep. It is so exciting having that connective tissue whenever you play an Assassin's Creed game. Just booting up Assassin's Creed Shadows, for example, and having those connective tissues even hit Black Flag, and you're just like, it's all connected. It is so cool. Even when you remove like the Animus and Abstergo and all that, and the precursors, just like Edward shows up and they're like, yo, you're an assassin, blah, blah, blah. Just immediately, if you're a fan of the franchise, your mind is racing. You're rushed with emotions of assassins and Templars. You're thinking about how through thousands of years, these people are still connected. And it makes what you're playing in this moment have even more weight. It matters even more because it's like, yo, I'm here in the 1700s as this pirate. Like, I'm thinking of the stuff that came before. I'm thinking of Ezio and you know, Altair and all that. I'm thinking of all these different characters throughout the ages and what has come and what is to come. And I think that just elevates the entire franchise for me, just for me. But I can totally get wanting to skip it all, which is what they've done lately, Don. They have catered, they've tried to find a balance. Because with Shadows, all of the Animus, like 95% of it, was optional.
Yeah.
Pretty much every single thing was optional. If you want to, but annoyingly, they fucked us. They fucked the hardcore Animus lovers because that shit was like weekly quests. It was like, do your weeklies, get your animus fragments, redeem them for a fragment of like overarching meta lore. And that's annoying. And I've beat on this drum so many times, Don, where you can satisfy both of us in an elegant way.
Yeah.
And that's by just concluding it. Just conclude the storyline.
Oh yeah.
You've built it up over so many years. You have so many hanging threads. You continue to just drip feed us psychos that are in love with it. Just if you're gonna like relegate it to optional weekly quests, at least have the courage to end it officially. Give us some finale, give us some payoff, and then we can all just go about our merry way.
I mean, that's the thing. I think you're really right, Hubert. And that's the one thing I guess that I'm with in terms of the franchise. Curious why they've never done. It's like because for me personally, I'm on the other side, and I always have been with all the historic. Like every entry of Assassin's Creed, I'm like the thing that excites me the most is like being in that particular time period in that particular world, whichever volume it is. But I love when you're in that
time period and it's all connected. It makes that time period feel like so cool, so special.
I agree. However, it's like within that time period, it always removes you from it when you're forced to diverge into that other. And so I think it would work so much better. Like what you're saying, like why not do one where you're just time jumping, and you make the
one
animus
final game on it.
One final game, and the animus is like the central core of the even gameplay wise. It's not this diversion, but it is a part of the core gameplay somehow also. And you're actually time traveling, so you're not like I'm not just playing this game in this one period of time. You're like this is all about the much bigger story, and then you conclude it like that. That would be brilliant.
It's MCU vibes. I love a sci-fi twist on a fantasy game.
I do too.
Like,
if the sci-fi part of it is like a big enough portion, and that's why I think a lot of the people are complaining that that got kind of taken out, or like some of it is still accessible optionally through menus and stuff, and a lot of it is just removed. But like if it's not a core part of the actual game and not just this like side thing, I don't know. It's always bugged me a little bit. But
as I said, with Black Flag, we all just want to sail the seas. There's a distressing lack of pirate games in the industry. I mean, you can find a lot of pirate games, but like big AAA open world, live your life like as a pirate,
and then
is shockingly rare considering how popular that fantasy is. So removing it from here for the most part. Again, I will concede. I will be like, dude, absolutely. Everybody just wants to be Edward Kenway, pirate. Let's go.
Yeah, totally. So I've been having a ton of fun with it. I mean, immediately they did shake up the plot. They have added like different characters. Like story-wise, it feels like things happen a lot quicker. Like they get you right into everything immediately. Like you're immediately sailing and you're immediately going underwater. You got to wait in the original to get the diving bell and all this stuff. It takes a while. I feel like you got to your island like almost immediately in this one too. So I'd have to go back beat for beat to really see if the timing is that different. But I'm almost certain that like everything in this one happens much quicker in terms of like getting your pirate powers of like and everything like that. You know what I mean?
It really has shown just it's honestly, I bet it's why people get concerned about remaking games sometimes is because it's shown how far this franchise has fallen lately for me personally. I know, I love Odyssey. Origins is cool. Shadows just did not do it for me. But I understand that Valhalla had like the most sales in the franchise. It's kind of a Resident Evil 6 situation where you're capitalizing on the franchise's name. Dawn, every time I play this game, I just yearn for the past. I yearn for the past of this series.
1, 2, basically 1, 2, and this one. I mean, even 3 was whatever. Maybe it's getting sweeter with time, but like, 1 and 2 for sure, or 2 especially.
Dude,
and,
no, 3
and
I
4.
played the remaster and I was like, this is amazing now.
Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
what I've
had
been
a
hearing. I didn't go
complete
back to it
180.
again. I've heard that from a lot of people, actually.
Yeah.
It seems like it's getting, like people are softening up to it over time.
Yes, and obviously Unity had an insane cultural reexamination. That's one of everybody's favorites now. The old Assassin's Creed formula, dude. People yearn for this, man. And this game, even though they're, the new engine, the new combat style, the new stealth, just a lot of newer stuff.
The weather stuff is freaking awesome.
To me, it's still, like we said at the top, it still feels and it plays like the old one.
It really does. Yeah, it feels like
as much as a remake can, right, Don?
Yeah, no, in a good way, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the old one was still tons of fun to go back to and play anyway. But it's like, this doesn't feel like a negative thing at all. Yeah. And like I said, I mean, my main objective though in playing a game and enjoying a game like this isn't necessarily some of the changes, like the story, and I know, and we differ in that way too, maybe a little bit. So some of these characters, some of the stuff that they brought in, I could be kind of critical of, I would say, if anything, but I just don't, it's not that matter. It doesn't matter because it really doesn't take away from the overall enjoyment I get from just playing the game part of this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there are some, I would say there's noticeable changes they've done with the narrative and stuff like that. For sure that people will see if they played the original, So I don't know, that'll affect different people differently depending on how they experience that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just having a ton of fun with it like I was back in the day. I mean, and then I guess, so one thing I wanted to point out that's interesting in terms of changes they made, since they have scaled back on all that animus stuff and sort of, relegated it to just accessible through menus and this sort of stuff. It's interesting how visually they've kept some of that stuff and some of it they've removed. That crazy, how they do the wireframe sort of animus, animation type stuff on things. In the original, I remember whenever you'd upgrade your ship, it would do those shots where they you see it wireframe upgrading and all that. So it's interesting because they've removed that, I noticed. So it still goes to the different angles of your ship, but you really can't tell clearly unless it's sails or something like that. But if you're just upgrading weapons, you're not seeing what you're upgrading. It's just going to those series of shots. But it's interesting. You still pick up loot and you do other things, or you're in the city and you do some action and you'll see the little animated wireframe digital thing come in. So it's weird because that stuff stands out more now because you're well, why is that happening if I'm in my pirate world? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway, it's very tiny little things you notice like that. And overall, just jumping around, playing the game. This is one of those games that's I think it's just to play at a slow pace. And don't go into this trying to beat it. I have one major criticism, I guess, but go ahead.
Before the big criticism, I want to give a big praise for just the open world format of this motherfucking game.
Yes.
Okay. I am the type of gamer that does every side quest in every game. That's my thing. Main plus side quests is me.
Yeah.
If there's a side quest in a game, I'm doing them all.
Yeah.
This game.
This is side quest heaven.
Oh, yeah. And this game, above all, makes me not only want to do every side quest, it makes me want 100% everything.
Yeah.
Everything. It is the open world format, absolutely perfectly flawless.
It is.
And all of it, all the rewards feel nice, even when things aren't even you don't even need them, the sea shanties that are floating around.
Yeah.
I am still so compelled to just get everything in this game and go everywhere and just get it all. I want to get it all.
And I don't know if you do it like I do, but because it especially lends itself to this particular world, but I don't even want to, there's so many, I'll go to an island and you can see all the stuff you need to, unlock. And they made some of that stuff better too, I think. Which we can talk about in a second. But
the little check marks and stuff.
But even still seeing the stuff, I'll be I'm going to do some of this stuff and then I'm going to leave because I want to come back here in the future to do some of the other things. Then I want to come back again to like get those last things. It's not like I'm methodically going through like some other games and being like, I'm getting everything here, because I love it so much. It's like this one, you just want to meander, dude, around the world. You just want to get lost and go on diversions and tangents. And like you say like, yeah, I have my quest I'm trying to get to that's across the map there. And on my way there, dude, I'm going to get distracted by like friggin' 20 different little side adventures. Of, you know, some of them of my own making, some of them like, you know, as actual legitimate side quests. And it's just satisfying as hell.
So satisfying
to do. Yeah.
Upgrading your ship.
Upgrading the ship.
Upgrading you. Just everything about it makes you just want to do it all.
Yeah.
And that is the magic. That is the magic that we all yearn for in an open world game. That is what Rockstar specializes in, that we talk about, that Ubisoft used to specialize in.
Definitely.
That, you know, the reason Skyrim is so beloved and revered, it's like, put you in this open world that feels real, that feels lived in, that feels high stakes, and just having everything needs to collapse on itself. The story needs to be engaging. The gameplay needs to be incredible. The
traversal
mechanics,
needs to be fun. Like the actual traversal
combat,
is just
the
fun.
economy is huge. The upgrades, like every single element of the game world needs to feed in on itself, and that is what Black Flag does.
100%. Yep, and it's still doing it.
So sick.
It's so sick.
Damiani, man, I feel like you liked Black Flag back in the day.
Damiani's has stepped out for a second, but before he comes back, we'll ask him about his opinion.
Okay.
But yeah, so I like literally the only. So yeah, just to touch on it though. Wait, before I touch on the criticism, thing that I think, you know, a lot of people like.
I have one criticism too.
Okay, good. Yeah. So we'll get to criticism corner in a second. But like one thing that a lot of people were criticism of Ubisoft in general, obviously, and everything was like, okay, the million things to do and all the icons everywhere.
Yeah.
And not only that, but the Witcher vision. So they've like
the Witcher.
I
forgot to bring up the Witcher.
They've changed a lot of the stuff in this. Like one of them is Witcher vision or whatever, right? You had like the Assassin's Vision or whatever code you could do.
Eagle Vision.
You had Eagle Vision, but you could also go into like just like observing the environment, you know what I mean? And like marking people and everything. So it's like the same thing. It's just, it's a lot more subdued. It's a lot less obvious. Like you're just looking, you can still highlight like your targets to keep track of them, but you're not like seeing them through buildings and everything like how they had before. Remember in the original, you're like seeing the silhouettes and everything like that. And so it's just like a little more like little less video gamey, I would say. They took like just a layer of that video gaminess off. All the systems are still there. It's just visually a little more like I'm actually looking what I'm looking at, and I'm not just seeing highlighted figures and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So it's kind of a more satisfying, and it makes it a tiny bit more difficult too. You're not just like chasing icons and stuff. If you don't want to, you know, you can still play it that way if you want, but it's not the most immediate thing that's like overrunning your vision.
Yeah.
Damiani's back if you want to talk about our criticisms first, or
Damiani, any takes on Black Flag, the original?
I didn't play the original.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Nope.
You don't want to be a pirate, dude?
I do. I want to play this one, but too long didn't read. We got codes for this game. I couldn't use the code I got, so.
Damiani didn't get a chance to try it yet.
Yeah.
But he'll jump in at some point, hopefully.
My only negative is, like every single Assassin's Creed to date, some of the traversal, like I'm jumping off a cliff accidentally, you know. I'm jumping over into the enemies even though I want to jump away from them. I mean, that shit is still here.
Yeah. It's
part of the charm at this point, honestly, but it doesn't make it any less annoying where I'm just like, all right, I want to jump up here. Oh, why am I going that way? Oh no, why am I going that way? Like, that's still here.
Yeah, no, there's a certain amount of finesse for sure that the player has to like adjust to. But even having said that, I think you make a good point, and it's especially stands out because like they made such a big deal of like, oh, traversal is a thing that we're doing. You're going to do these side ejects now and back ejects and all this. We're tuning up the traversal.
Yeah.
This truly does not feel like it was like necessarily tuned up to the point of like, same with me. Like I feel like I'm ejecting or whatever the direction I don't want to eject in necessarily, but at times and stuff like that. And you get more used to that. But yeah, just my most immediate thing is like, I remember in the first one, it felt like really fluid and elegant to be like going through the trees and branches and from all the different type of foliage you can climb through. Yeah. And in this one, it feels like a little, almost like tiny bit, maybe clunkier at times, which I think is odd. There's like a few weird spaces where like, okay, I'm going to climb back up there again. And then again, misjumped like 3 times in a row. And I'm like, what's going on here? But
judging by, the last bunch of Assassin's Creeds, they'll be patching this game for a year.
Well, I hope so, right. They cut back some of that staff, but hopefully they've got the people still there to patch it, we're hoping. My only criticism, Huber, but it's kind of, it's a heartbreaking one a little bit. It was heartbreaking. They have, for some baffling reason, redone Kenway's fleet, dude. It's different than it used to be. We all have talked about the Kenway's Fleet mini kind of sort of game, supplemental side
Tell
game.
us about it, Don.
Where you it's accessible in the same way, but like now it's like a board game. Like, so before you would see this world map. Mm-hmm. And
by the way, last night, real quick aside, last night I played a 30-minute game of checkers and lost. Fuck. Go on.
I just love hanging out at the taverns and wandering around and doing crap.
30 minutes and they got my ass. Go on about
my
the
headphones
fleet.
are shorting out, so I'm sorry. Yeah, so unless there's something I don't know yet, that's maybe, but I don't see that. I don't, as far as I know, that it's not. The fleet still exists where you can capture ships, you send them to your fleet, and then depending on what kind of goods you've acquired and everything like that, you can send them on various missions. And a lot of it in the old one was like mainly it was like you're exporting your goods all over the world to make money off of them and everything like that.
So fun.
And then you do ship battles, which were just like mini little auto battle things you would do and stuff like that. Super satisfying in the old game, as we've talked about a few times. We all loved that Kenway's Fleet, but now it seems to be like it's like a board game in your captain's cavern you interact with, and it's got little figures, and you still have missions you can go on, and you still have like some exporting from what I can tell you can do. It's not engaging in the same way in any way. It's very kind of disappointing because this was one of my favorite side activities, was like managing my fleet. And so maybe it'll grow over time. Maybe I'll learn to love it, but it seems like they've made some significant changes to that aspect of it, which really shocked me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, now they're like, oh, it's all included in the game, which is great. You don't need the companion app.
Yeah. So I think it might be safe to say, we love our fine lines here at Easy Allies. Remaster, remake, reimagining. This seems like a reimagining with all the new shit, new gameplay elements, new quest lines, new dialogue. What do you think, Don? You think this is a remake or a reimagining?
I don't know if I can go as far as
no Animus anymore. I mean, crying out loud. This is not a remake.
It really does feel like the same game in so many ways, though, that I don't know if I'd go as far as to call it reimagining, but I would call it a retooling. I don't know, a remake, retool. Because there's most of it is still there, and most of it's there in a familiar way. But they have made like some noticeable changes.
Yeah, no doubt. Sure. It's good to be back, Don. I am so hyped.
I've been having so much fun jumping in every night, late at night, dude. I hop on. I just do a little bit. Sometimes I get nothing
when I'm in
done.
Bed, bro.
It just reminds me of when I used to have this game. There was many times I'd go a week without getting anything done game wise. I'm going back. I'm like, you're hunting. You're going to islands and collecting different kinds of exotic creatures. You're just like living up in the trees, observing waterfalls, looking at the nature, looking through your telescope. It's like so beautiful to be sailing out at the sea during all times of the day, all weather, and just like investigating islands,
So fun.
It is just such a fun little escape, this game.
Yeah. I thought Mirage was going to do the trick for me with my old school Assassin's Creed desires, and it semi did, but I am happy to say that Black Flag Resynced is really finally giving me old school Assassin's Creed vibes. What I have been wanting for so damn long. Hopefully there's more to come. It's time to remake number 1, honestly. Because there was never a remaster. The Ezio trilogy and 3 got remasters. 4 has been remade. Later editions have got next-gen patches and whatnot. Assassin's Creed 1, untouched. Time for a remake. Altair, bro. Let's go.
That would be hype.
Hell yeah. They're going to do it. Alrighty. Holy hell. Hell of a podcast going. It's time for love and
Wait for it. It's going to be worth it. Let's see how Rufus sounds today.
respect. Love and respect. Yo, has anybody had in chat or online, if you're watching video, have you had aren't these the culmination?
That was the candy I got from my grandma, dude, and I loved it.
This is grandma
That was
candy.
grandma candy, dude. Every time I went to my grandma's, she had a bowl of these things. You can kind of see them. They're the strawberry.
There you go.
There it is, the strawberry. I can change.
Like the green and the red.
Yeah, with the little green top and the and the jelly in the center.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Cracking one right now.
That's an iconic candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The packaging too is so nice. It's double layer packaging. You have the one
Yeah.
and then the double. Sometimes it gets stuck on there.
Yeah,
so
if they've been left in humidity. The weird thing about these
Yeah.
candies, you got to be careful though, because like I know on mine, it's like
Like
the.
I'm eating paper now. It's fine.
One
It's
time
okay.
still
I
yummy.
don't wanna
You can
talk
spit
about
that stuff
food,
out
'cause
like
I'm
a
so
seed.
Yeah,
fucking
it's
hungry
just
right
a little
now and I need
paper.
dinner.
These things become sharp though. They like develop a hole in the side of the thing, and if you're not careful with your tongue, it's like razor sharp. Has that ever happened to you?
These are sharp.
Absolutely.
Careful eating that.
All right, from the one, the only Brandon K. Gann. Hello, everyone. Now that we reached halfway through 2026, what games have been some of your favorites so far? While I have only 3 at the time of writing, Replaced, I finished it. Resident Evil Requiem, I finished that. And God of War Sons of Sparta, I finished that too, Brandon K. Gann. Let's go. The back half of the year is quickly filled up with things I'm eager for, especially the next 3 months, starting with Doom the Dark Ages Revelations this week. Thanks for taking this submission if you do, and stay easy, fellow allies. So, favorite game so far? Who's going to go?
I'll go. I'll make it fast. Resident Evil Requiem, obviously. Vampire Crawlers, very surprised by that. 007 First Light was really good. I actually really enjoyed that. Mina the Hollower was worth the wait. Absolutely. Difficult, but I enjoyed it. And then the Star Fox remake, whatever you want to call it, that was actually felt really good to play. I was only very recent, but so glad they did that.
Hell yeah.
It was such a blast.
Don?
Yeah, for me, I got to say also 007 had a ton of fun with that. I was thinking of it. Wouldn't it be sick if they did? They've never done a 007 driving game exclusively, have they? I just thought,
so.
The driving in this I thought could have been a tiny bit better, but it also
You're
just
so
made
right.
me think of Bond,
You're
cars.
so right.
You could make an all driving Bond game that would be unreal. It could have action sequences, racing sequences, stunt sequences, all these variety
What
of
an idea.
gameplay with all these sick ass real world cars too, all the different Bond cars, I was anyway, yeah, Bond I've had a blast with. Lego Batman I was surprised by, and that I've had a ton of fun with. Totally never expected to say that about a Lego game, honestly, because although they're good, they've never sucked me in like this one. Just the lore is so satisfying, and it's got a great sense of humor. And those two, and then, of course, Hunt Down, which is in early access. I got to bring up.
Doesn't count.
What? Oh, it doesn't count because
Early access doesn't count.
Okay, can't bring it up.
I'm kidding.
I was obsessed with it. Huge challenge on this game, but now I'm just I will need more content. They need to keep it churning out. So I got highly obsessed with it for a little. It's shaping up nicely. Hunt Down Overtime. If you haven't played it yet, I bumped into James Willems at Summer Game Fest, and we're just talking, and I'm like, so what have you been playing? And he's like, Hunt Down I think it's called Overtime, and I thought he was messing with me,
He's
he
I've
couldn't
never
remember
heard
the
of
name.
Hunt Down before.
Yeah, and I was like, Dude, I'm the world's
Crazy.
biggest Huntdown fan. And he was just like playing. He had never heard of the first Huntdown ever. He was just
Crazy.
randomly jumped in and he's like, I love this game. I'm like, dude, you have
Hell
no
yeah.
idea. It's so good. So really hard. It's like a steep difficulty at first because roguelite now. Stick with it, I would say. You know, don't get turned off to it. Stick with it.
Like Kyborg.
Yeah.
That was so fun, Don. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was.
Resident Evil Requiem, obviously. I've softened on it a little bit, though. I don't know why. Something about it in the Resident Evil franchise. I don't know. The same thing happened to me with Village, where, like, honestly, 7 is now my favorite of the 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Except the boat in 7 is kind of whatever. I'm very tormented with 7, 8, and 9. I don't know. My opinion changes daily. So, obviously Resident Evil. Soros, of course. Game is sick. Ended a little worse than it started for me, though. It kind of went down a little bit rather than up. Mixtape. One of my favorite games this year. Unbelievable experience. Emotional. Inconveni. Little convenience store game. Really touched my heart. And, of course, First Light. There it is. And Diablo 4, Lord of Hatred. The DLC. That was one of the best expansions you could possibly hope for a Diablo game or a Blizzard game, in my opinion. I thought Lord of Hatred was really, really top-notch. Great story, great new classes, just excellent game. So, only halfway there, halfway home. Still going through stuff, haven't even really started Pragmata. Still going through Lego Batman. That's one of my GOTYs, like you said, Don, but I'm not done yet, so I'm not allowed to say it is yet. I gotta finish things before I can officially say they're a GOTY. I gotta roll credits. Those two. And Millennium Tales. Adventures of Elliot. Holy shit, I am obsessed with this game. I love this game. I loved it initially. Now I love it even more because I went all in on the side quests, and all of the side quests, not all of them, but most of them are tied to main characters in the game, and you get all this extra lore and dialogue, just all this extra stuff with them, traveling through time. It's such a great game. I really love The Adventures of Elliot. One of those games where I'm not even done yet. And I'm like, yeah, I just said it's one of my GOTYs. I haven't even finished. I'm a liar. Look at that. One of those games, though, where I'm really close to being done. That's why I brought it up. I'm at, like, the very, very end. I've done, like, 30 out of 33 side quests. One of those games where it's not even over, and I want a sequel. That's what I want. I'm already ready. I'm already itching for more. All right, Brandon Kagan, thank you so much. Next up, Parasite Paladin. Hello, allies of Easy Allies. I love that. I think we all have questions we would want to ask popular game creators if we had the chance. So if you had the chance to ask any person in the video game industry a stupid question, what would it be and to who? For example, I would ask Hideo Kojima, when will we see the return of transferring?
Transfarring.
Or if I wanted to be really unhinged, I would ask Miyamoto which type of Pikmin he think tastes the best. Stay easy and stay allies, Parasite Paladin.
That would freak Miyamoto out.
Yeah, it would.
You get a weird reaction.
So, what do you want to ask a creator?
Yeah, it's on the spot. I say I didn't ask this, but I saw what I thought was a stupid, but maybe it's a potentially important question asked at FanFest in Anaheim for Final Fantasy 14. They had a dev Q&A panel with Naoki Yoshida, Yoshi P, and someone asked just a simple question. Butt slider. Will they put a butt slider? And the dude lost his mind. He was like, are you kidding me? He had like memes. A meltdown on stage. He was just like,
that's literally for nothing more than the memes and to go viral.
Yep. I was like, oh God, imagine just putting that. That was even he even said like, that's not a question. You just put a word. He put butt slider. He was so
Journalism.
angry.
Yeah, that's just great. 2026 journalism. Excellent.
Well, no, it was from fans. It was fan questions. It was not from journalists. Sorry. It was fan questions. And he got angry because he's like, you're supposed to be questions. But that's not a question. And then the translator's like, question mark at the end of butt slider? Like, oh boy.
Not to be a stick in the mud, that makes me sad. Don, what do you got?
I'd have to ask Mark Cerny some knack question of what would be the ultimate knack question? How to make would he consider making mature knack? How would he make knack mature?
Oh my gosh.
For the knack audience?
How would you make knack resonate with adults?
Resonate with adults, right?
An M-rated knack.
An M-rated knack.
Ask a creator something.
Favorite knack particle. Low reser in chat said favorite knack particle. That's pretty good.
So good. I would ask Eves of Ubisoft something really passive aggressive. I really would. I don't know what that question is, but it would be something so passive aggressive about like, when is too big? Something like that. Where he was like, we're never going to make our games smaller, blah, 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 blah. We're open world. We want to have value. We want to make them as big as possible. It would be something to push back on that notion. Because that was the death of Ubisoft in my eyes. That one hits close to home. And if I ever got that man in a room professionally, I would press him about that. That quantity does not translate to quality. There needs to be a balance. Black Flag nails that balance, Don, where the map feels huge, but also not too big.
It's the funny
peak size. It's the perfect size.
It's so funny too, Huber. Going back to it, it feels almost smaller now, just because of the state of games and everything like that.
Yes.
Like I'm like, this doesn't seem nearly as vast as it used to, but it's still perfect.
Yes.
It's like still perfect.
Still takes a long time to sail places, just enough. It is the sweet spot. So it would be something along those lines, worded in a professional manner with a slight edge to it, because it really heats me up. Thank you, Parasite Paladin. Next is Tommy Martino. In the past year or so, various Xbox execs have hinted at the following two beliefs. One, Xbox as a platform needs exclusives to survive. Two, Xbox as a publisher had to start shipping on PS5 and Switch to make their games financially sustainable. I don't really think either of those statements was wrong, but I don't see how they can possibly address both of them at once either. Do you see any way for them to thread that needle? Does their pivot towards fewer studios, fewer releases, and more exclusives signal that one or both of those conditions has changed? Thanks for keeping on, even when it's a slog, and love and respect to everyone who lost a job or a coworker this week. Yeah. So Xbox as a platform needs exclusives, but also they're publishing games on PS5 and Switch. What do we think about those sentiments? Do they still exist? Have they pivoted? Where do we go from here? What do we know? What do we do? What do we think?
It sounds like going forward for the immediate future, who knows? They change their minds, feels like every year. Single player games that are in development that are first party will remain exclusive to Xbox. Multiplayer focused games will still come out multi-platform. That seems what they're going to be doing. Because
I feel like it's a little too late to go back on, Halo.
Well,
Because everything changed recently, so Halo is obviously still coming to PlayStation.
Yeah, that's still happening.
But Gears of War is not.
But if they make a brand new Halo someday, it's absolutely going to be
definitely the next.
If this
Halo.
holds true, it will be an Xbox exclusive and
for sure,
and PC, but like their PC platform. But I don't know. Like again, like this seems what they're signaling. Whether it makes sense and they can it provides them like financial stability and can turn their things around. I'll believe it when I see it, I guess, is my stance right now. And I thought like maybe if Game Pass was just not gonna work out for them, maybe the best path would have been for them to start publishing their games on every platform and like just be software instead of hardware. But they don't want to get out of hardware, it seems. So I don't know. Yeah, like I feel like this question about these statements, like while both can be true, it's indicative of them like feels like they're like frequently shifting without having like a true vision. This is the result of not having a true vision.
Yes, I agree 100%. 100%. I feel like, like we just talked about it with Ubisoft. Too big is too big sometimes. You think of like Nintendo and Sony that release critically acclaimed first-party games. Often is maybe too strong of a word now with Sony, but if you combine them, Nintendo and Sony are pumping out exclusive first-party games every once in a while, and they're usually really, really good. To be basic, to have a basic take about it, and their studios don't feel too massive. One of the things I saw Damiani was about the levels of management at Xbox Studios. We're no longer going to have like 13 levels of managing. We want 3 to 5. And it's like, dude, if there are like 13 levels of management that is like
a skill tree.
No shit. Your games are coming out soulless.
Employee diagram look like, holy shit.
Yeah. It's why their games like haven't had as much heart as back then, because you want a solid team that is like on the same page at all times, working together in an environment. Like, you want that. That is the recipe for magic. Not like, you don't want to be making a game for 5 years and not even know half the team.
Yeah.
Or like even see half the team. That to me is crazy. You want all the creativity and the passion like bouncing off everyone in that kind of environment. So yeah,
you're right.
Crazy. I don't know how I got here, but shout out to Halo Reach. Shout out Halo Reach, dude. Bungie. I just want to give it a shout out for no fucking reason.
The good days.
91 on Metacritic. Game trailers, shout out. 9.3 out of 10. Who reviewed it? I wish I knew. I wish I knew.
Probably no, but
yeah,
I'd have to double check. Probably Blood.
2010, dude. Halo Reach review on game trailers. 9.3 out of 10.
Nah.
Shout out. All right. Any other takes, Don, there about Xbox pivoting?
Nope.
Yeah. Keep it tight. That's what I say, Microsoft. Keep it tight. Keep it chill. By the way, before we get to this week's bets, Easy Allies patrons are getting 2 bonus love and respect questions. They are about horror games and Black Flag. There you go. So if you want to get in on that, consider becoming a $5 patron at patreon.com/easyallies. You get this podcast 2 days early and ad-free. Get in there. Help us out. It's the only way we survive and live. We need you. That's all I'm going to say. We need you. $25 tier. It's a producer tier. Brandon Jones will shout you out. We also have platinum producers that we're going to shout out each and every week. This month, we lost one. Pour one out. We're not going to repeat it, though. But someone is missing. You know who it is. But we're going to shout out to Jabawabs and Elthanis. Shout out. There we go. We love all past, present, and future platinum producers. You didn't pay, but Raymond Wheeler. Not Lizard Wizard 64. Why did I say Raymond Wheeler?
Raymond Wheeler was in there a few weeks ago as well.
Yes.
A couple months ago. Yeah.
Exactly. Raymond Wheeler and Lizard Wizard. We'll
Wizard
shout you the
64.
fuck out anyway today because Blood is not here. So we'll shout you out. Just this once. You get one bonus. That's it. We love you.
Shout out.
Yeah, we shout out. So come join us on patreon.com/easyallies for the bonus questions. They are good ones. This week's bet. Good news. We've arrived. The Odyssey releases next week. What will the Rotten Tomatoes score be? Damiani.
I'm going to go with 91%.
91%. Don.
I went with keep it at 88. Why isn't it appearing? There it is. 88.
88%. That is so funny, boys, because I am at
Split it.
89%.
Dang, we
You have the high and the low, damn
Yes. This is going to be good.
you. Oh, I'm boxed in. I need to hit a friggin' bullseye.
It's going to be right in there, dude.
Oh.
Though, so this is exciting. It's going to be right in there somewhere.
Just so everybody knows, Oppenheimer had like a 93 we looked before. And before that was Tenet, which was at 70.
That was yeah.
Which is fair.
Well, the other ones
cool
are
movie,
pretty
but
high.
flawed. Cool
The
movie,
other
but
ones are
flawed.
like in the mid 80s to low 90s. So
Yeah. Last week's bet, Black Flag releases today. On the launch trailer, how many ships will we see? Damiani said 17, I said 8. Don and I went over this trailer 2.5 times. And we came to the conclusion that there were 7 ships.
all right.
Way less than expected for me.
Way less. It showed the jackdaw numerous times. We do. Now I know this is always a tricky one when we say how many of said thing will be shown and they re-show the thing. It needs to be clear. The jackdaw is in the same place sailing away and it cuts to it a couple times.
Oh, yeah. It's very clearly. the
It's
same
very
ship.
clearly like this is the jackdaw
Yeah.
moving this way on its journey. This is one ship.
Right here, you get 4
Yep.
extras in the harbor.
Yep.
That was 5.
Yep.
And it's a slow trailer with no
time.
ships on the horizon. At some point, Huber, I thought they were gonna get to a bay with like 50 ships, but I'm
Serious?
like, no, that's a Skull and Bones move. Here's 6. There's the 6.
It's good.
Skull and Bones would have showed a bay with a harbor with like 150 ships or something.
Yeah.
And that's it, dude. This is the little battle here, and 7, dude. There's that diving bell. Oh, we counted the sunken ship as well. We
Yeah,
did
the
count this one
sunken
right
ship there is one. We
Yeah,
counted it.
that sunken ship.
The
No
answer is
ships in these
7.
shots, though.
Damiani said 17. I said 8, which makes me the winner today. Bringing the 2-time back-to-back defending World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers to 10. Tied now with Isla, the capable idea, with also 10. And right behind them, Dawn, Strawberries and Cream is 7. And the Straw Hat Pirates, Damiani with 3. And the lowly wild card, only 2, because we haven't had many wild cards so far in the first half of the year. So 10, 10, 7, 3, 2. Close. All right. Promotions. I have one I can actually tease. This is cool. They said I could do this. This morning, I woke up at 8 a.m., drove all the way, hour and 40 minutes, to Pasadena. I had to take like 6 freeways, 405, 605, 10, 110, 101, all the freeways. Before even noon, I've already been on like 5 freeways. Never drive in Los Angeles if you can help it. It is pure nightmare fuel. One of the worst human experiences possible is driving in LA traffic. I'd rather be doing anything else. Damiani, I'd rather be getting a root canal than be on the 101 freeway at rush hour.
If insurance was paying for it, sure.
I got to play Beast of Reincarnation. That's all I can say. Wait for the preview. It'll be coming next week. That's all I can say about that. Any other promotions?
Dazzle. Hopefully, maybe we'll try to get a Black Flag stream in there at some point next week. It'll probably have to be next week, though. So I don't know. We'll see. No promises, but we'll try to do it.
Sick. Alrighty, since I won the bet, I get to shout out to anything or anyone that's on my mind this week. I get the final word or anything I've disagreed with, want to reiterate, or just popped in my head. To sign off with our cherry mark sign off. Shout out to anything or anything that's on my mind. Walking Dead's coming back. Feels good. Walking Dead, Dead City, Season 3. They just announced a release date. This is one of my comforts in all of my human existence. This just makes me happy. And I'm very happy to report that it is coming back on July 26th. So happy about that. The Walking Dead. Just a constant in my life for the last 16 years. Feels good. It's my soap opera. Ask your mom about a soap opera. I bet she watches one. This is my soap opera. Walking Dead. 10 out of 10. Comfort. Final word. Honestly, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm trying to find some kind of positivity, guys. I'm trying to find it. Like, Xbox is really pissing me off. I don't know what to say. That's it. Yeah, Xbox, you're pissing me off. Show some humanity. Do the right thing. It's already too late. I don't know. I think, honestly, even more than Xbox, it was the Bethesda HR move. Fuck you. Fuck Bethesda HR. Fuck them. I'm serious. That is the most inhumane and cruel, unnecessary move to pull when people have just lost their livelihoods. You're gonna tell your employees to take down a tribute to them? Fuck you. Love and respect. And she goes, "It's not even close to your turn."